Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's the truth. The price of gold could surge in 2025. A safe haven asset. With everything going on in the world today, it makes complete sense, doesn't it? Many believe we're entering an inflation cycle that could possibly ravage hardworking Americans' purchasing power. We also have wars and instability raging across the globe. Thousands of hardworking Americans are getting help safeguarding their money and savings with precious metals like gold and silver. And I want you to learn why. Call 855-838-GOLD to learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. They're top-rated, impeccable customer service, and they're going to give you a free gold and silver kit where you can learn about how precious metals could help you protect your money. You could also get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders. To learn more, call Goldco at 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Come join everyone from 96.5 The Fan on Friday, March 28th at Hollywood Casino for the Royals Roundtable with Michael Massey, Kyle Isbell, and Josh Bernier. We'll have a Q&A starting at 6 o'clock, followed by a meet and greet with the players. The event is free and open to the public, so come hang out with all of us at Hollywood Casino on Friday, March 28th for the Royals Roundtable. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Head home with the drive. Weekdays starting at 2 on 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, we're back. It's a Monday. We've got a special guest with us here. I'm kidding. Daddy's back.
Daddy's back. Went on vacation with my sons in February, my daughters in March.
Where did you have more fun? Yeah, you can leave that off the record.
Exactly.
Well, what day are we talking about? Friday at Sneaky Pete's?
Friday, yes. About Friday at 1 o'clock in New Orleans, yes.
Oh, baby.
You had a lot of fun at Sneaky Pete's, didn't you, Mac? You made
Of
a friend
course,
and
we all
everything?
did,
Yeah.
yes. Made a friend, found out Joey Chestnut sucks.
Didn't find out any of that on the trip, but I did find out a lot of other things we'll get into as the morning rolls along here.
Yeah, you'll want to be paying attention in the 7 o'clock hour, fully dedicated to Bob, stadium stuff that gets ramped up because, guys, I hate to tell you this, Mac, I know you don't enjoy this as much as all as everybody else. It's officially baseball season.
It
I
is,
love
brother.
baseball. Hey, don't do that.
Yeah, it was the last Sunday without baseball yesterday. I almost watched Dodgers Angels at 5 o'clock yesterday, or 7 o'clock yesterday, because I was sicker than others. Yeah, the Ainals, yes.
Stuff gets weird in Anaheim, dude.
It really, and Houston and Texas and you know, all
the
these
Astros.
other places. Yes, and the Titans, as they called them down in Texas. Didn't see many of those Ranger caps sported yesterday down in Surprise. But,
I think Friday, Bob and I had been into the sauce a little bit, and we wanted to change Rich of the Week to the Astros of the Week.
I'll tell you, they had these drinks there in Arizona. I don't know if they're here yet. You got to look at the stores, but sun chasers like iced. Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Lightning in a can.
I'll tell you what, you don't even feel like you're drinking, brother.
No, you feel like you're chasing the sun.
Oh, man.
That's
it is wonderful. Even Jen's like, these are really good. I'm like, yeah, they're delightful.
Well,
Let's
and
go
the
back.
good thing is, I think I noticed in your picture, because the luxuries of being at a baseball game, you don't get the normal can.
No, you get the big ones.
Yeah, you get like the Costco version.
Yes, tall boys. But that's the other thing, though. You can't find us. Like, if you want a small beer now at a baseball game, forget about it. 48 ounces, drink the whole thing.
Everything's that way, from like corks to like those things, which those I think will probably be at the Royals games. I almost can guarantee you that.
They better be at the Royals games.
They're all over Hy-Vee. I almost got a pack of them this weekend. I went with the Cutwaters, unfortunately, but I saw those because my buddy had talked about them. He's like, they're great.
They're unbelievable.
Vodka teas. Like, you'll love them.
And you have a vodka tea, you have a vodka lemonade, and then you have a tea lemonade vodka combination too. And it
starting to shake on a Monday.
Yeah, like 6:03 on a Monday. Tap the vein, baby. Let's go with those things. But man, if they're out at the ballpark, I was also thinking, and I'm just going to say this on the air. The three of us, we should be going to a lot of day Royals games this year and just enjoying the atmosphere and out there, because there's just something special about daytime baseball and how wonderful it is. And so we should be doing a lot of that this year. Get off the air, go out to a couple of day games on a Tuesday or a Thursday, whenever they're playing day games this year. And so have a lot of fun with that.
They always play early day games in the early part of this, like not early day games, but they play normally like 3 o'clock games in the early part of the season, because it's like Carrington's vacation season.
Yeah, 3 o'clock though. That start time does suck for opening day. Started at 1 o'clock. Let's get the party started.
Props to the folks of the Kansas City area. Opening day is officially sold out, so love to see that.
As it should be. You should have seen the crowds in Surprise, Arizona. Went to a couple of different stadiums, man. Surprise was packed for the Royals. Obviously being spring break, so there was a lot of people down there. But you look at these other ballparks, people are fired up for this Royals season, man. Like, this is the most fired up I think people have been since 2015. I mean, even coming off the 2015 season and winning that World Championship, 2016 didn't have that same excitement, I don't think, as, going into 2015 and coming off the World Series loss, everybody with the expectation. But, I mean, people have got expectations for this team. The team has expectations for themselves. Like, they're ready to rock and roll, man. I think it's going to be – I can't wait for Thursday. I can't wait for opening day and get the season started and to see what they can do, because I think the American League – you and I were texting on Friday. Who's the favorite in the American League?
Yankees? But they're all beat up.
But they're all beat up, right? Like, I mean, but besides,
Cleveland, Detroit. It just so happens they're in the same division, of course, which sucks.
It sucks. Like, this division is loaded, but I don't think a lot of people believe in Cleveland right now. They kind of got weaker in the offseason. We'll see what happens when they show up on Thursday and whatnot. But I don't know that there's a clear favorite in the American League right now, which is awesome. The National League, obviously, you have the Dodgers and whatnot, but I don't think there's anybody in the American League you can clearly say is the clear favorite right now.
Yeah, I think this weekend was really special for spring training, because this is like the ramp up week. The week you were there, that's like every single lineup was like what it was basically going to be for opening day. Then obviously we'll get into the Vinny Pasquantino stuff, because hate to break it to you, but you can guarantee you this guy right here is going to tell you exactly what should happen, which probably won't happen because I sit on my ass and I talk all the time. I don't even actually do anything for baseball, but I do have some ideas of what they can do there. But it was, I think, fortunate for you to go down there with the family, because you got to see, like, India, Bobby, Vinny, Sal, like that's the lineup you're going to see on opening day, because they got to get it crispy right before, because they're obviously already back. They'll have like the open practice on Wednesday.
They got 2 games in Texas today and tomorrow, and they flew right after the game on Saturday out there and took yesterday off, which thank goodness they need. 30 preseason games. My God, 162 regular season games. You're talking about 192 games and then the postseason starts.
They call it spring training. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, right. Well, whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's coming in a second. But, I mean, guys were playing 5 innings, in the last week, and that's kind of what you want to do. Pitchers were going longer into the game, and so you can get to see a little bit of them and whatnot. But can I just say out loud, like, I think the man crush this year is going to be on Jonathan India. I mean, like, I'm close to buying an India jersey at this point, but I love what that guy brings to. That was like a perfect trade for the Royals, man.
Worked out. You got to give to get a.
Yeah.
You got to give a little to get a little. So they gave away Brady Singer, brought in Jonathan India. Now you have a table setter, and that's what you needed.
You dealt from strength too, which is shocking to say. Starting pitching was a strength for the Royals, but you had extra starting pitching that you could deal with. And Bubic did a nice job earning his spot in the rotation and whatnot. Him
Lorenzen.
and Lorenzen as well, and Lynch battling for that spot. So there was competition in there. You're not going to miss Brady Singer on this team at all, but you're also going to realize how good Jonathan India is, because when he gets up, man, he gets on, and then Bobby drives him in. It's a 1-0 lead already, and so
or 2-0
if he hits a home run, right? Like it's crazy to see how much different this lineup's going to be with Jonathan India. And the other thing about India that's great too, he's bouncing all over the diamond, playing a little third, playing a little outfield, playing second. Like, that guy can play anywhere. That's going to go down, I think, as we sit right now, and obviously the season will tell. But I think that's going to be one of the biggest trades in baseball from this past offseason, where people look around, moves, I should say, not a lot of trades, but moves in this offseason. People are going to look around and go, damn, the Royals really did a nice thing with Jonathan India and getting him at top of the lineup.
To me, it gives me a lot of similarities, because they talked about how the 15 team got to spring training very early all together. This team did the exact same thing. We talked to Hosmer about it a couple weeks ago. And then you think about the 15 team, right? They gave up Minaya for Ben Zobrist.
Yeah.
This team gave up Brady Singer for Jonathan India, a guy who can bounce around the field and get on base and be a good stick in the lineup. So that week that you went down there is the envious of spring training. Maybe we can get down there next year and do some shows. And
the Kennedys will have us. They're listeners to us who live down in Surprise. They're from here. Their son Tony is now playing for the Salina Indoor League team. Just graduated from Baker. The Chiefs need to sign him. He's an offensive tackle. He could fit in well. And so they're buying a house in Surprise, and they're like, "You guys want to do the show from the pool next year? Feel free to do so." And so I'm like, "All right, we'll be down there." See you, Steve and Cam.
Pools, shirtless. Me in Arizona, not great, but let's do it.
Caddy day at Bushwood, man. I just see Dusty and flippers and a snorkel with a mask walking around.
Oh, Dolly, am I hot today? Mm-hmm. The other thing that got interesting over the weekend, which we had to wait until Saturday, and actually we had to wait till Sunday for the March action to really get March-ish.
Bucket to keep its season alive. Gillespie from the out of bounds to the freshman Queen, who's driving, floats it. Oh! Maryland on the right side of a buzzer beater with life into the Sweet 16.
So we waited Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we finally got some madness. Because I'll be honest with you, it was pretty boring. It was pretty boring. It was a lot of, what do you say, chalk?
Yep.
Going into, we had the first game. Mac and I went to Jefferson's and hung out with Nick Price on Thursday and got to watch, obviously Louisville lose their, lose their chance at like giving Mac a shot at going to the Sweet 16.
Dismantled by Creighton.
You had Louisville going all the way to the Sweet 16 this year? Yeah,
I got caught up on the public. Home in the second round versus Auburn.
Oh, boy, here's what you missed.
Yeah. I've got Louisville beating Auburn in that second round in Lexington.
Okay, yeah. See, here's the thing. Don't get caught up in the crowd, man. You can't get caught. Oh, we all make stupid calls during March. It's great.
And then I said this. I want an all-star special. I don't care how far you live from the station or Waffle House. Both teams aren't losing tonight. I want breakfast.
I know you can't listen.
Oh, yeah. We were hot without you, dude. We were nailed
hot today, Dolly. Yeah.
Who makes it further, Missouri or Kansas? 0.
Yeah. I was actually betting friends. I go, I bet you Kansas goes, they both lost on Thursday. Tournament's over. It's baseball season because it's funny, man. We're sitting having dinner the other night, and my phone's just blowing up. Kansas fans complaining, Missouri fans complaining. Oh, yeah. And my one friend, Drew Kiter, texts me. He goes, when was the last time local schools, and I'll even throw Wichita into this, were eliminated this early in the tournament? I said, I don't know. When I get back on Monday, I'll figure it out. But who knows? When was the last time? It's noon on Thursday, and both local teams are done. There's like nothing to root for, right?
Crazy.
Crazy stuff. Don't get caught up in the public when you're starting to bet. The public is never right. That's why they build casinos everywhere, right?
Should have faded.
And then the other action we got on Sunday, which was what I think is the man of the tournament so far, Walter Clayton Jr.
Mm-hmm. Same play. Dribble handoff. Yep, same play. And then the roll. Nice help by McNeely. Clayton. Downtown hit. A lot of sushi for him. Wow. Sushi with some caviar. Some onions on the side.
Ooh, some onions. Where you get that reference?
64 Gators. Big buckets from Walter Clayton Jr. First team All-America coming through.
First team All-America.
For Florida.
Not first team All-American. But yeah, the onions is you can feel it in your plums.
Yeah, I love Bill Raftery
the
with
little
the
slide in there.
He does that all the time. It's the best.
So great.
It's so good. But also, to sushi, caviar, and onions, that does not sound like a good threesome I want to be a part of.
Pass.
Ugh, God. Onion on sushi?
Well, we do our threesomes tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. I'm sorry. I thought it was already Tuesday.
No.
Got excited here for a second.
Yeah, no.
The week's off a little bit.
Vacation is over.
Yeah,
it's time to get geared up. Coming up on the other side, March Sadness and Help for College Basketball, plus our overreaction coming up on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, folks, let me tell you about ED, because as we know, it is a terrible condition and it causes stress in relationships. It creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man and often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. ED is an intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition causes stress, anxiety, and depression, and even worse, a man's partner could even blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. But Heartland Men's Health has treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Take your spring break to the next level with the shooting experience at Centerfire Shooting Sports in Olathe. Whether you're a new shooter or a seasoned vet, we've got everything you need for an experience you won't forget. Try our spring break experience or turn up the heat with our full auto experience. Visit centerfiress.com today and use code SPRINGBREAK for 10% off your next experience. Only at centerfiress.com.
Doug. Quickly, Moo. We don't have much time. This Liberty ad is already almost over. We only have a few precious seconds to remind people to customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Okay. Well, I guess we had more time than I thought.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing playoffs on the line golf with 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. The best of 3 final series is here. New York Golf Club versus Atlanta Drive, Match 1. Monday, March 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Match 2 and 3, Tuesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Tune in Monday and Tuesday to catch all the TGL playoff action. Keep up. It's golf.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. My team knows injury law. We can help you understand all of your legal rights so that you don't get cheated.
DM Law knew what to do and got me $500,000.
Mike's got this. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Royals coverage sponsored by Border Magic. We've got the edge for your landscaping edging needs.
Boost your curb appeal and add value with custom concrete landscape edging from Border Magic. Choose from a huge variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. A cost-effective way to give your home that wow factor. Get started now at SouthKCBorderMagic.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the
Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Diving right back into it. Happy opening day week. Baseball's officially back. I'm as excited as you could possibly be. It is one of my favorite times of the year. We are 3 weeks away from the Masters. We are 3 days away from opening day. 1 month from today is the NFL draft. I mean, come on.
I can't believe that. I just told you, man, it's going so fast already that we have the draft a month from today already. Good Lord.
Somebody wants to ask you a question, if that's okay.
Sure.
Good to have you back, Bob.
Thank you.
Did you get to watch Jack? And please share your thoughts.
I got to see Jack a couple of weeks ago when we were down there. Got to see him for one at-bat on Friday, maybe it was, and he had 2 strikes on him and then got rung up for, pitch clock delay, right? And so everybody started booing. It was like the 8th inning, right? And you know what? Jack gets called up. He's going to hit in the 7th, and then they ground into a double play, and everybody's like, "Oh, Cags is on deck! Oh my God, he's right there!" And there's this 8-year-old kid or whatever in front of me, so excited, right? Like. And I told you guys,
he must listen to the show.
Everybody should. Well, they're all from Kansas City, so I'm sure they did. But I told people, watch the game through the eyes of this 8-year-old kid, how excited he was, not worried about anything but seeing his guy hit, right? And then so he gets rung up on a pitch clock violation, to which everybody views. And this guy, who I'll talk about in our next segment, for the weirdest things of the weekend, is having these conversations and conspiracy theories sitting behind us, starts yelling at all of us. The guy had conspiracy theories every half inning for something different, and we all started booing the umpire. He started yelling at the umpire, "Don't listen to them, they're drunk."
Oh, okay.
Wow. Meanwhile, this guy had every conspiracy theory on the books, which we will get to, in our weirdest from the weekend coming up. But I mean, this guy was unbelievable, and so we were all disappointed. Like, you rung up this guy on a pitch clock violation, which I don't know if it was. I wasn't paying attention to the pitch clock. Must have been. But so you move on. So that, yes, I saw Jack Caglione. Yeah. But he was, just raking foul ball, and then strike 3. You're out. Okay, fine. Okay. Thank you, umpire.
Thank you very much. More Bob forums. Somebody says, so I just want to say thank you to Bob for suggesting Foley. We went Friday night for my wife's birthday, and boy, was it a great time.
Good, man. Glad you had a good time. Everybody has a blast there. It's so much fun.
Hopefully they fooled around and found out.
That's right. Afterwards, too.
So you didn't watch a lot of college basketball on vacation?
No, I did not. I didn't watch any college basketball until yesterday.
Okay. You picked it right. Because
yeah, you did. Nice.
Damn it.
I didn't feel like I was missing much.
No.
Once Kansas and Missouri lost, it was like everybody just kind of left,
Yeah. In case you didn't know this, Hunter Dickinson now has to pay for his pizza at the wheel.
I mean, jeez. We can get into him later.
He has to stand in the other side of the hawk to get in.
I've never seen a local athlete hated more than that guy. Like the nasty stuff friends were sending about Hunter Dickinson.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, but it's just like, I hate this guy. I'm glad he's done. Like, everybody's like, move on. Like, unbelievable how people just don't like that guy. And I guess rightfully so. You make all this money, you got to show up and play. Yep. And what was he, like 3 for 18 or something the other night? Like,
he was 4 for 13 from the field and 1 for 4 from the 3, which obviously if he's shooting threes, it means he's trying to get NBA scouts to say that he can hit this shot.
Right.
That's all they do in the NBA, shoot threes.
With the worst turnover at the end of the game that I've seen in a minute.
Threw a pass to, I said, Patrick Swayze from Ghost. Shout out P. Swayze. Yeah, he just threw it over there. I was like, what's he throwing?
Where's he throwing the ball?
It always reminds me of a story that happened in our Little League Baseball League. Our third base coach was kind of a scumbag, and he one time was, I don't know how scumbag this is, but he was a third base coach, and the pitcher was on the mound. We had a guy on third base, and he's like, pitcher, let me see that ball. And the pitcher threw him the ball, and he just went to the side, and it would go, and he's like, on the kid at third base, he's like, go, and got a free bit, got a run.
That was your coach who did that?
Yeah.
What age?
I don't know, 12.
Dude, like, come on, man.
Totally not cool.
Yeah, that is kind of a scumbag move. Yeah.
Got to run out of it.
Yeah, you did. I mean, like.
You see that baseball? Kid threw it to him and he just moved to the side. He's like, go, 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 go.
Now, if you're doing that, like, in high school, maybe it's different. These are 12-year-old kids you're trying to teach the game to, dude. Like.
Well, don't throw the ball to a parent third base coach.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, but he never did that again.
Bet he never did, but still, who won the game?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you this day. I just remember that moment, right? But there weren't a lot of moments.
Thanks, Richard.
Seriously.
Shout out Dougie Fresh, R.I.P. But no, it's, like I said, you didn't really miss much Thursday, Friday, nor Saturday, but it was fun to have all of that for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Of course, yeah,
and
right?
And then Sunday kind of came around because a lot of people were tweeting this, myself included, to say this has kind of been a tournament. It hasn't really had the March feeling. And then we got the end of the audio that we played you earlier. We got the audio of Maryland winning that game against UConn. Or no.
Maryland against Colorado
State,
yeah.
who was like the surprise team. A lot of people were in. They held their end of the bargain. They went down there and hit a 3 to go up by 1.
That
and then
was great.
Yeah, then there's what was there, like 3.4 seconds left?
Yeah,
They called time out of half
yep.
court through the plate of Queen. He hit
that
it.
Queen shot was awesome.
It
was so Tim Duncan, right? Like somebody said, "Oh, that's such a difficult shot." I'm like, "No, he Tim Duncan that thing up. That was as perfect a shot as you can get." Tim usually on the other side of the basket when he would shoot that shot. But I mean, you used the glass, you used the square, you banked it in. Like it was as fundamental as you could get. And then they're interviewing the kid after the game. I'm like, God, how did I get so old so fast? He looks like a baby up there, man.
Oh, yeah.
But he was great. That was awesome.
And what makes the shot even
Give
better-
me the ball, you know?
Yeah, and that's what's great is that's what makes that so much better of a shot because this was the coach of Maryland after the game.
You know what? I asked everybody. I said, who wants the ball? And he said, give me the MF ball. And I said, all right, you're getting it. And I said, don't mess around. Go after it and do it. And I give him a lot of credit, man. The big dog came up and threw.
Who wants the MF and ball? He
Give me
wanted
it.
Yeah,
All
give
right,
me the
give me
MF
it.
and ball.
All
All right,
right,
don't
Derek.
mess around.
There you go.
What a dad that quote is.
Yeah.
You want it? All right, don't mess around.
It is, but fine. But you want that, right?
Yeah.
That's
You
like
want the
being a
dog.
leader right there. All right, who wants the ball? I do. All right, here you go. Go get the ball. Go take care of business. You give it to your best player. Boom, game over. And you win and you advance to the Sweet 16. It was. I didn't think Maryland was going to win that game. Once Colorado hit that shot, you're like, okay. If Colorado State hit that shot, you're like, boom, this thing's over, right? And then 3.4, that's March Madness. You say there wasn't a lot of madness, right? I feel like we say that a lot about the NCAA tournament. Like, I think in our minds, like, with everything, we anticipate things being so much bigger and greater than they are, and we think these first couple of rounds are going to be all these madness games. How many do we normally have over the course of an NCAA tournament? Or are we just remembering like every great moment that we've ever seen, you know?
Yeah, we watch a YouTube montage before March of every buzzer beater, and then when it doesn't happen every game, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, why aren't there more buzzer
Yeah.
beaters?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we finally got our first one with Maryland and Mr.
We
Queen.
did. Yep. And of course, in Twitter fashion, everyone wants something to be exciting, and then it happens. Oh, he traveled. Oh, this isn't right. Oh, no, he didn't.
Traveled?
That was fantastic basketball. Yes. We got a text from the 816. He traveled.
Bob traveled.
Yeah, that guy
you're
didn't
right.
travel.
I know.
Took the ball on the block and hit the shot.
Textbook as it gets.
I mean, that's
I thought it
literally
was
how
great.
they draw it up.
Yeah. Seriously.
I thought Sunday from 11:15 to before I fell asleep before the Oregon-Arizona game, I thought it was great. Obviously, won some change this weekend on a
Yes.
parlay.
There we go.
So we've netted $87 on the tournament.
Wow, nicely
Yeah.
done. That's
Yeah.
good. That's better than being minus 87, right?
No doubt about it, baby. No doubt about it. We got some change to spend on opening day.
go.
Bobby anytime homer. Cole Reagan 6.5 strikeouts. No runs first inning.
Cole Reagan 6.5 strikeouts. I'd pound the over on that one.
It'll be something like that because it's going to be opening day might be 1-0, one or the other because it's Bybee and it's Reagan.
Yeah, Tanner Bybee doesn't give up any runs,
and
but
they
Reagan
strike out a
doesn't
ton
either.
of people.
But everybody strikes out now in
Yeah.
baseball, right? Like that's
Not
one
Jack
thing.
Caglione, unless he gets called out.
Got to get rid of the strikeouts. Put the damn ball in play. But I mean,
See
strikeouts.
ball, hit ball.
Well, you tell people that they don't listen.
And they get demoted.
They get demoted. But they cleared waivers, and now they're back. Welcome back, Nick Prado.
No doubt about it. But you saw a lot of fix the tournament, fix college basketball discussions on social media.
I feel like I see that every year,
Yeah.
right? Do you guys feel like you see that every year? How can we make this better? How can we fix? I saw a tweet from Pablo Torre talking about the old ESPN boss saying they were going to buy the tournament from the NCAA and increase it to 96 teams.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday Stan Van Gundy actually had a great way to fix college basketball, and he said, enough with the reviews, because that kills the game. I don't know who you are that likes all these reviews and needs all these reviews. Stan Van Gundy just goes, why aren't we doing the challenge system? Like every other sport just has 2 challenges. Instead of doing all these damn reviews, let's just have 2 challenges. And when you don't like the call that's made, challenge the call. Once you're out of challenges, that's it. And you don't get any more challenges. And I kind of like that call. Yeah. But after seeing in spring training, and I don't know if you can do this and technology allows it, the ABS system that Major League Baseball has implemented is genius. And it's quick, it is fast, it is all computerized. I wonder if there's a way that you can do that with college basketball to see who touched the ball last. I mean, I don't know if there's some infrared technology or something that can be out there where you can see this, because this watching a clip of a finger or a calf muscle and all
it takes
this
5 minutes.
And it takes a day, man. Oh.
And then you get the ref's face. It looks like ours at 1 a.m. waiting for your pizza rolls to be done in the microwave.
And what's that? The guy's like right in the camera.
Yeah, the ball was not out on number 65, possession Maryland.
Yeah.
Please adjust the play clock.
Yeah.
And 4 minutes later, after adjusting the play clock, we've got a game to go. And then it just kind of takes the buzz out of the moment.
Yeah, it's all
takes
gone.
the momentum.
Yes.
It just ruins everything. So,
well, is the ball spinning because his finger touched this way?
If you notice, you can see the rotation change because it hit his calf muscle.
Yeah, that was yesterday's. They hit the calf muscle.
That's right.
And Gene Steratore, when was the last time that guy got anything right?
Did you hear the shade they threw at him? They said, did it hit his calf muscle? He goes, I don't know, get your index card, Gene.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. And Gene went silent. And he hit his microphone and was like, dude, not cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I laughed so hard when I heard that. I was like, there's got to be some
But I
audio
mean,
in
it's
that
awesome,
somewhere.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
He did it.
Lean into it. That was like 10 years ago.
I mean, that's
Get
who
over
you
it.
are, man. But
Oh, that was great.
Oh, but
Get
just
your index card. Get your shine box, Gene.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, right?
Oh, I laughed so hard. It was one of those moments I was Leo on the couch from Once Upon a Time. I was like, oh, he did it. Hey, man, we said no jokes about that. It was a decade ago, Gene. Get over it.
Gene.
You're making a ton of money as an analysis of the game.
Get over it, my man.
We
Just
go
let it
twice
go.
a game. But no, I think that the tournament will expand.
It will. No, it will.
But what we brought up on Friday was that they had record numbers of viewership for the first 4.
Yeah.
Like, people were locked in, and I brought this up as well. I was like, I don't know if it was a record number because we were all pining for sports and basketball or the tournament, or because UNC and Texas were playing, and Xavier was also there.
Right.
So 3 of the 4 teams that played in, I mean, a lot of people were like, Texas, North Carolina, that's going to bring big viewership.
And Xavier's a big brand, too. Now, they're
He's-
losing their coach to Texas, but yeah, you have brands like North Carolina and Texas. Of course, people are going to tune in. It's better than watching, Appalachian State take on Slippery Rock or something like that. But those are the teams that people root for in the first couple of days of the tournament.
Everybody wants a Cinderella until they don't.
Until this weekend. Like, you want Cinderellas on Thursday or Friday, you get them, and then you're like, the Sweet 16's here, and we're looking at, we're like, it's all chalk, it's all the SEC, right? 7 SEC teams in the Sweet 16.
yeah.
I asked you guys, is this interesting? But it is, because it's the brand name programs. It'll get great numbers. People went to these schools. You know the brand anyway of these schools. So I guess, we kind of got what we want. You get kind of chalk and only 1 double-digit seed moving on, and it's freaking Arkansas.
Yeah, 10 seed.
The Calipari.
He took out 2 of the GOATs.
I mean, he took out Self and Patino.
Back to back.
When are we going to start giving that guy credit? I was thinking
Here
about
about
that
4
yesterday.
minutes.
About 4 minutes? Okay. Because I was sitting yesterday, I'm watching Cal do something. I'm like, when are people going to just accept that he's one of the greatest of all time? But nobody wants to. Everybody thinks he's a used car salesman.
Well, that blazer he was wearing
Well,
on Saturday looks like he might have a Honda Civic that's got about 150,000 miles on it for your 16-year-old kid. No, I'm glad you said 7 teams of the SEC are in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And how many Big 12 teams made it?
I think 3.
4?
4. BYU, Houston.
Which I think's less than 7.
So
Texas Tech and somebody else.
So we won a bet, Mac.
I think we did.
We had a texter said that there'd be more Big 12 teams in the Sweet 16 than SEC. And
Yes, sir.
and it's 7-4?
Yep.
Okay. So that person has to donate to an animal shelter.
Heck yeah.
So it's a great cause. And we don't have to do the show in pasties and no shirts. So everybody wins.
I mean, there were 14 SEC teams in the tournament. How many Big 12 teams made it in?
7.
Well, the math. I mean,
exactly. That's why we took the bet and ran with it. And we have a new show guest that I think you're going to like, named Ron Slay, one of Mac's guys from Tennessee. Great guest. We could have him back this week. You'll love Ron Slay. He was awesome. And even we asked him because he's an SEC guy, played at Tennessee. Right. And I was like, hey, Ron, we got this guy that said there'd be more Big 12 teams in the SEC than the SEC in the Sweet 16. Oh, man. Take that to the house. I was like, all right, dude, thanks.
Well, of course. I mean, simple math would tell you got twice as many teams in. Right. Odds are, just go 500,
100%.
And
they did.
The Big 12 would have to go win all their games to it. Like, that's just a stupid bet by that guy.
Yeah, 7-1 in the second round for SEC. It's like it's like those questions: this team or the field. It's like, well, the field's
you would take the field,
yeah.
but what about Duke or the field at this point?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still taking the field, but they are scarier than I thought.
I didn't know they had like 10 or more wins of 20 points or more this year.
They're just obliterating.
Either Duke's
people.
really good or the ACC sucks outside the top 3 teams.
Seems like
a combination of both.
Yeah.
Both can be true, you know.
It is both.
Yeah, it's both. Let's get an Overreaction Monday. Bob, welcome back. Go ahead and hit it with us.
Well, I'm just gonna say right now that Dan Hurley, not a leader, and that's my overreaction. Leaders don't blame others; they take the blame for themselves. And when Dan Hurley's walking out of the tunnel, dropping F-bombs, blaming everybody else, saying it's, the referee's fault, best of luck, Baylor, it's the
hope
referees.
they don't F you like they did us.
Yeah, that's not a leader to me. He's great for college basketball because he truly is a heel that the sport does need. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know if many of his fans like him. Because when you win, it's great, but when you lose, that kind of wears thin really, really fast. Not that he's losing in the NCAA tournament, and they won 13 straight NCAA tournament games, which is close to a record. But
a lot of people money too on an over/under with a buzzer beater.
Oh God, yes.
You see, they've made against the spread, they've made or they've profited of bettors bet the spread against UConn. So obviously UConn was whatever. They covered the spread.
Yeah.
They've profited like $824,000 on betting if you take UConn with the spread.
Wow.
Because they either cover or they win.
Wow.
It's just nuts.
That's
dude.
Crazy.
So you can't bet UConn anymore, so now you have to bet somebody else.
You can't bet them anymore, right?
Yeah. He's so back.
But Dan Hurley, man, be a leader. Don't blame the referees, man. That's weak sauce. That's what drunk fans in the upper deck do. They blame the referees. You let Florida hit 6 of their final 6 shots. You didn't play defense. And you let Speedy Claxton go out there and become a household name, draining threes. That dude's 5 of 8.
Claxton.
Play a little defense, man. Stop blaming everybody else for your ills. I hate that so much. Be a leader. This is on us. We didn't do what we needed to do. Don't tell Baylor the refs effed us. I hope they don't F you.
Yeah, Florida versus UConn. They even told you the announcing the same play was getting drawn up twice. Same play. Same
Dribble
play.
handoff. Yep, same play.
One
and
guy
then
was
the
shooting
roll.
it.
Nice help by McNeely.
Face.
Clayton.
Onions.
Downtown hit. A lot of sushi for him. Wow. Sushi with some caviar. Some onions on the side.
Yeah. Mac, you got an overreaction on a Monday?
I mean, we kind of talk about just the fixing of basketball, and I don't even know if it's an overreaction, but these games are entirely too long at the end. Last night, for whatever reason.
Been that way for a decade. They won't fix it.
They won't fix it. And it's ridiculous. For some reason, I was up, just couldn't sleep. TV was on, Oregon, Arizona at the end. I mean, there are 2 minutes left in this game. Okay, it's close.
Who won?
Arizona.
Okay.
Close game. It was a good game at the end.
Right.
But I'm not kidding you. This is not hyperbolic. 45 minutes at least for the last 2 minutes
No,
of
it's
game
not
time.
hyperbolic. It's the way it goes.
It's asinine.
It's been that way for those big Monday games that used to start at 8:20, be over at come on, man.
Dude, we got to figure this out. It's quarters. It's less time. There are easy ways to do this.
I do like the challenge system, though, that Stan Van Gundy kind of suggested. Eliminate a lot of these replays. The other thing is, how many timeouts are we giving these teams? 5 apiece, and nobody takes them to 2 minutes to go.
Exactly.
And then it's 10 timeouts, out of bounds, review. The last 2 minutes of a college basketball game are dreadful. I'd rather take claws and scratch my eyes out than watch that.
So back to your overreaction on Bobby Hurley. Dan Hurley, I'm sorry. Somebody says Dan Hurley looks like a 50-year-old sketch. What's up, brother?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then somebody says, is he the Sirianni of college basketball?
Somebody else had said that. I saw that somewhere else.
So respect the text.
That's a good one. I saw it on Twitter yesterday. Somebody said he's like Sirianni, right? Your own fan base kind of doesn't like you, but you win, and you're like, all right, nobody else likes you and whatnot. So
maybe it's the same school that gives me. I saw Mac this morning. He's Gino Auriemma for men's basketball for the same school.
Yeah.
You didn't like him at all, if you weren't UConn affiliated. But if you're UConn affiliated, dude, you're running through a brick wall for that dude. Like his post-game interview where he was emotional and talking about the kids and the run that they had the last couple years about being special and all that sort of stuff. It's like there's the emotional side. And then all of a sudden you watch him during the game. And again, this is camera placement. They know what they're doing. They know anytime there's a subjective call, put the camera on Hurley. And you've got your TD up there going, camera 3, Hurley, stay on him the entire game. All right, cue camera 3, take camera 3. There he is complaining halfway across the court, MFing somebody, calling somebody baldy, telling him 2 rings, all that sort of stuff.
Telling his assistant coach to shut up
That
yesterday.
was awesome. That was awesome. Know your place.
Know your place. Shut up. Okay. Him and the guy from Illinois, Brad Underwood, that guy rips the refs too. I like that. Keep the camera on that guy. Yeah.
I don't mind telling the assistant to shut up. Like, that's not your place.
Yeah.
I understand your place is to either, when they sit down and be like, hey, here's what not when you're trying to give the ref a little bit of dosage of the Hurley business.
Unless he's telling him, hey, calm down. You're going to cost your team.
And he's still probably going to tell you to shut up.
Yeah.
My overreaction is we need to put a little bit more respect on Calipari's name. The reason I say this is
I agree.
He was ran out of Kentucky because he couldn't get it done. And again, we understand if you can't win at a blue blood school, they want you out. We know how the endorsers work. Hey, we are a brand. We must live by it. And he didn't have a good run in the end with Kentucky. Was missing the tournament, was missing portals, was missing athletes. Goes to Arkansas, struggles last year?
No, this was his first year.
Arkansas, they
were bad last year.
Barely made the tournament this year, being a 10 seed.
Bring in Calipari. He beats Bill Self. He beats Patino and the number 2 seed St. John's, who I had going the entire way in winning. So my bracket's gone.
Busted.
So, yeah, definitely busted. But Calipari, I think there's a lot of coaches in this game right now that can take some notes because we can all agree that Bill Self missed the portal with a couple of players. With Zeke Mayo, Storr, and Hunter Dickinson. You missed. You didn't hit it. But you know what?
Free agency in the NFL is the portal in college basketball. You overspend.
No, it's a good comp. And now you can see what Calipari's done in Arkansas. Now the NIL, the transfer, Arkansas has a ton of money in NIL. Tyson, Jones, Walmart, all those people. And he's made himself a Sweet 16. He's carried a 10 seed all the way to the Sweet 16, and he's back. And people always want to say, where does Calipari rank? Well, he had a really good team in Kentucky with Anthony Day. Okay.
But you're recruited those guys,
You're
too.
supposed to win those championships.
Yeah.
Now he's in Arkansas, has a chance to make a deep run to a tournament, and his name is back at the top of the coaching world with the Izzos, the Selves, all those guys, the Hurleys. Now we're going back going, well, it is Calipari. It's like, yeah, this guy went away for 10 years, and now he gets to a new place. He's a new face in Arkansas, and that team was rolling this weekend, or this week/weekend. Beat Kansas. I don't care what you want to say. That was a 10-7 upset. You beat St. John, 10-2 upset, and now you're in the Sweet 16
against
telling
Texas
everybody
Tech.
to kiss your ring, and here we are right back.
And I'm with you. I think Cal is such an undervalued coach right now because people want to look at him and go, oh, he cheats. Where, when, how? Show me the trail of paperwork.
Possible to cheat in college sports now.
Now it is. Now it's a free for all down there. But he becomes now, I think, the second coach to lead 4 different programs to the Sweet 16.
Oh wow.
UMass, Kentucky,
Memphis,
and
Arkansas.
Yeah,
he becomes, and I can't remember who the other coach was that led 4 schools. I think I saw. It's not. I don't think it was Wooden, but I'm trying to remember who it was.
Would it be a Patino or no?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
Patino had Kentucky, Louisville, and St. John. Oh, no,
St. John's hasn't gotten to this week, and
right.
Iona hasn't been there, and whatnot. So it wasn't Patino. I'm trying to think of who it was. The text line may have seen the same graphic that I did yesterday about that. But I mean, you've got to give John Calipari credit, but it's almost like, we can't do that. Why not? The guy has dominated everywhere he's been.
And what do we say about college basketball? The coaches are
the stars. They're the stars.
We talked about Hurley. We talked about Calipari. We talked about Patino, Self, all those guys. Like when it comes to the tournament, focus goes right on those guys.
And also too, when you look at the situation involving Cal going to Arkansas, and then what's his name going to from BYU to Kentucky, Arkansas, and BYU are all in the Sweet 16, and they all kind of have that inner circle of changing coaches. Mark Pope goes from BYU to Kentucky, Cal goes from Kentucky to Arkansas. The BYU coach comes on; they're in the Sweet 16. You look at that, you got to think that's a great circle of coaching changes that needed to be made that refresh systems and organizations, and they're all in the Sweet 16.
It was the weekend, and today is Monday. That's easy to figure out, but we always know it always gets weird on the weekends. What got weird, we explain. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was excited yesterday because we came back from our trip and we immediately went to Hy-Vee. And there's nothing better than going shopping at Hy-Vee for us and the family. Not only do they have the great fried donuts every single morning, pick up a couple of dozen before you head to the office today. Surprise some of your coworkers with their unbelievable donuts. They are fantastic. But also at Hy-Vee, you can get everything you need. So we're in there yesterday. We're going up and down the aisles. We're doing all of our shopping. We're restocking, and I'm having the time of my life. And if you want to use their aisles online, you can do that as well. You can just place your order this time of the year and have it delivered to your home, or you can go pick it up as well. So Hy-Vee has everything for March Madness. They've got everything for the start of baseball season. They got everything for everyday life. I love my local Hy-Vee, and you will as well. So visit them today, only at Hy-Vee.
Did storms hit your area? Looking for answers on the impact it made to your roof? Then it's time to schedule a zero-pressure, in-depth inspection with Century Roofing's trusted roofing experts. We will determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim. See for yourself why Century Roofing has been voted Best of Johnson County for the 3rd year in a row. Trust the pillars of strength for 35 years. KC-based and female-owned. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Attention car shoppers, Kevin Harlan here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford in South Kansas City. Hey Rob, what's going on?
We are making 2025 the best year in Rob Seid Ford history, and we are doing it with 4 simple steps.
Simple is what I love most about Rob Seid Ford. So Rob, what's the plan?
It starts with Rob Seid Ford's non-commissioned sales staff, Kansas City's lowest prices on brand new Fords, the best trade-in values, the biggest selection we've ever had. With those 4 steps, it is my personal mission to make Rob Seid Ford the easiest, most value-driven Ford dealership in Kansas City. No BS.
That's why Rob Seid Ford is the only dealership I'll send my friends and family to. But you're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Rob Seid Ford is Kansas City's top-rated Google Ford dealership.
Good call. Can't forget about that. Check out Rob Seid Ford in South Kansas City at 135th and State Line, ROBSIGHT.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing playoffs on the line golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, the best of 3 final series is here. New York Golf Club versus Atlanta Drive, Match 1. Monday, March 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Match 2 and 3, Tuesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Tune in Monday and Tuesday to catch all the TGL playoff action. Keep up, it's golf.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss, I'm now down 17 pounds in just 3 weeks. The results are real, they're fast, and you'll keep it off thanks to their free support for life. Choose the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland 435 southbound starting to slow just a bit past I-35. Stay sluggish down towards 48th Street. Construction taking away the left lane in through there and ongoing. Heading 70 westbound a little slow coming in from 470 in towards Lee Summit Road. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Right back at you. Fescoe, Dusty, Mac, the crew's all together again on a Monday. Opening day is on Thursday.
Can't wait.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. 73 degrees, chance of rain, but it'll be okay. Don't forget, Bob was in Arizona, so we will be at 7 o'clock giving you stadium news. 7:15, I'll give you my Vinny Pasquantino / Bob will give you his Vinny Pasquantino update. It was a hamstring, apparently.
I mean, he was going down the first base.
Why?
I mean,
nobody cares. It's spring training.
Blew that tire and immediately went out the stadium.
And don't forget, spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Park and Go, KC's premier airport parking destination. You're all familiar with that all too well.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, we used them over the weekend, and they were fantastic. Again, picking everybody up. Such a long line for everybody getting into the Park and Go bus. And my daughter goes, man, a lot of people going to Park and Go. The guy in line behind us goes, because your dad does a good job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nailed
it. Right. It's like 12:30 in the morning in the Park and Go bus. They got like 5 buses there picking everybody up and taking people back. Like they had their manager out there getting all the bags on and moving. Like it was fantastic, man. You can't get a better experience than Park and Go.
That wasn't weird this weekend, but there was some stuff that was weird this weekend via the internet.
Oh, God. Not even the internet, via real life for me. We were at the game Friday, and there was a guy sitting behind us. It was a first date. Okay? First date, Royals and Mariners spring training game. Okay? First date.
It's aggressive.
About the third inning, this family next to us gets up and goes, we got to go. We got to move. I'm like, okay, why? They go, this guy behind it. No, conspiracy theories. And my daughter sitting on the end, she goes, this guy keeps talking about the JFK assassination behind us. And I'm
well,
like,
you know why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They released tapes.
Right, they released tapes of that, right?
Yeah.
And so that was the first
Can't
inning.
believe Jackie did it.
Yeah, right.
She had a gun in her sleeve, apparently. Sorry. Boss will be mad about that comment.
Here are the topics that this guy talked about for 9 innings on a first date.
How did you not move?
I couldn't
Don't
really
let him win?
It was far enough down. Like, I couldn't really hear it. And at this point, we're now...
Wife, kids are there with you, right?
Yeah,
all sitting together?
Yeah, me, Jen, and the 2 girls were
Who
down.
got annoyed first?
My kids.
I figured,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they were closer to the guy,
Okay.
right? And so it was bizarre because it was a first date, and halfway through the game, my daughter, who's a freshman in high school, looks at me. She goes, God, if I was on a first date with this guy, I'd go to the bathroom and never come back. I'm like, that's brilliant. That's what you want to do. So here are the topics this guy talked about for 9 innings at a spring training game.
Mm-hmm.
Pigs and water, the Old Testament.
Stop. I need to know, like, what pigs and water is.
I don't know. I didn't hear that part of the conversation. These were just the topics.
Okay.
Israelites, going to jail, Satan, a murder that took place at his house, Poppables, because they were eating Poppables, those chips, that are like inflated.
Easy segue, murder in the house of Poppables.
Poppables. How different weapons make different noises, living by himself, salvation, spirits, spiritual prisons, feeling weird if he's not sweating, does a lot of church stuff, wants to be a personal trainer. The world wants to be captivated. He likes fear. Texas is like America. Florida is like the Wild West. And started to make friends via the Uber app.
Oh, I've done that.
And in the afterlife, you will be infinite. And so these were the topics that this guy was having behind us at a game on a first date. And you should have seen the body language on this poor girl. Like she was sideways to him, trying to get away.
Of course.
Like at some point, you just got to go, man.
So Pigs in Water is to the swimming pigs of the Bahamas, where it's a popular tourist attraction with feral pigs residing on islands like Big Mayor Cay, Pig Beach, and Yeah, they interact with visitors in the water and they swim.
Okay.
You think when they're done, they're pigs in a blanket?
Yes. We could dry them off.
That's an
They
underrated.
squeal all the way home.
That's an that. By the way, Geico. I thought they brought back the rotation of like, did the little pig wee wee wee?
Yeah,
all the
like they
but
got
like
lazy.
bring more
Yeah,
in.
we need more.
Is Too Tall Jones too tall? Was Honest Abe actually honest?
Right.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Honey, does this dress make me look fat? Eh. But yeah, they did the wee 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 all the way home every single break.
Every single one I saw yesterday was this pig out the window. This guy would have been, ecstatic with that.
Somebody's bringing up Lon Cougar as the guy that brought 4 teams to the Sweet 16.
I think it was Lon Kruger. Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I thought it was
was
Eddie
his-
Sutton.
I think it was Oklahoma, UNLV, Illinois, maybe.
Eddie Sutton.
Or maybe it was Eddie Sutton. It was one
I
of
looked
the
it up. I think they said yeah.
Eddie Sutton also drove through a wired fence.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I believe it was Eddie Sutton. What a weird first date.
R.I.P.
Dang, feel bad for her.
Yeah, but so if you're at the ball game anytime this year, don't talk about crap. I mean, this guy forced an entire family to relocate.
Believe it.
Dang. It's honestly impressive.
Because I mean, you would think that like if he starts off with pigs and water, well, where's he going to go next?
Right.
Let me tell you about the Israelites, Dustman.
Yeah, no, I mean that's like, I mean it was.
Would you rather sit in front of conspiracy theory guy or guy who has to comment on every single play?
Conspiracy theory guy.
I think so.
You'd rather sit by that guy just because it's humorous?
Because at least I can, at least it's humorous.
He's swinging at junk.
Like this, yeah.
He keeps
stop.
tipping his pitches.
Yeah,
You got to
Stop.
backhand that, Bobby? Yeah.
You sure you do?
Yeah,
Okay, you
yeah.
know.
Comment
Steve,
on every
run
play,
it
guy.
out.
Yeah, the run it out guy at spring training.
out.
It was 2016. We were down at spring training. It was game 1. Alex Gordon grounds the second. First swing of the season.
It's not hustling.
Got guys screaming hustle at
Oh,
Alex
yeah.
Gordon down the first baseline.
Oh, boy.
Hustle!
Yeah.
Dude, it's February 27th.
And it's Alex Gordon.
And it's Alex Gordon, and it's a grounder to second.
Some other weird stuff as we saw. We'll do it on Smash or Pass later this week, where you have a chance to win some Booth Creek Wagyu.
Ooh.
But also today, your boy got nominated to go try the new food at Kauffman Stadium.
Let's
and I don't know if you saw
go.
some of these weird food items. Obviously, one that's not weird. We're familiar with the Z-Man. We don't need to explain what that is. You know where it's from. You know what it is. You smash it. But I'm going to get to try the Slugger Dog.
Okay.
I think about that. My mind goes 3 different directions. I don't know if I'm comfortable eating something called the Slugger Dog, but I'm going to. It is a chorizo manchego. Is that how you say that?
Manchego cheese.
Manchego cheese tempura batter. So it's a crunchy.
fried hot dog.
I don't know if I'll make it to tomorrow's show. Cool Ranch Dorito
So
crust
it's
and
like-
an avocado aioli. So it's like one of those like rolled like look. I don't have any idea, dude. I'm gonna look like Augustus Gloom by the end of it. Save some room for later.
So it's basically a chorizo sausage
With tempura batter with the cheese.
made out of Cool Ranch Dorito. That's what it sounds like the batter is.
No, the
right?
batter is tempura.
But what's the
And then
Cool Ranch Dorito crust?
they're gonna
though?
roll it in there. And then they're gonna put avocado aioli or
Which
mayo
is
over
mayonnaise,
the top.
yeah.
But it's like a nice way to say you're eating mayonnaise.
right, exactly.
Is that a BLT with mayo? No, it's aioli.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Also, there is the Kaufman fried chicken quesadilla that I will be trying.
Okay.
Listen to this loaded sucker. Mashed potatoes, crispy fried chicken, corn, gravy, cheddar cheese, and green onion.
In a tortilla?
That's right.
At a baseball game?
I'm already gained 10 pounds
God.
and reading. And then I get to go back to Blueberry, which obviously the Royals will be wearing their powder blue on Saturdays. So if you want to go to the game on Saturday as well, they'll be wearing the powder blues. That is a Liege.
Is it with Liege? Is how we heard
I
it?
think
Yeah.
Liege waffle bun, cheesecake, blueberry compote, caramelized bananas, and Fruity Pebbles blue powdered sugar. I got diabetes.
Smash. Yeah. I mean,
and then the 2 drinks they're going to have for us today is Boulevard Crown Town Ale and Cork Blueberry Slam. Now, that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Cork's good.
Yeah, made with real blueberry and lemon juices, complemented by a blast of bubblegum flavor for seltzer built for the ballpark. So
that'll be fun.
How about a hot dog and a beer?
Yeah. But if you want to get out, so check
Give me a
out,
soft pretzel.
So check out the social media today on our Fan 96.5 Instagram. Myself, Kramer, Sophie, and the big boss, Steven Inspector. We'll all be going out to Kauffman Stadium today to try these foods and give you some reviews. But no reviews, just news. Bob Fescoe with Stadium News because he was talking to some important people in spring training this past weekend. He takes the floor here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending can help you out. How would you like to go 2 months without making a mortgage payment? How would you like to go well into spring, maybe even the beginning of summer, without having to make that mortgage payment? If that sounds good to you, then call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending and get started with their free mortgage checkup. It's pretty simple because it's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a conversation. When you call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending, they're going to ask about you and what you want to accomplish when it comes to your financial goals. They'll say, where are you right now? Where do you want to go? And what can we do to help? Maybe you've got some college tuition coming up, maybe a wedding, maybe you got some graduation parties. You just need some extra money to take some cash out, and you can do that with my friends over at Golden Oak Lending because the average cash out customer saves $1,104 per month. So if you want to start to save some money, you want to maybe get 2 months without having to make that mortgage payment, call Golden Oak today. And if you're in a great spot and they don't have something that's better than what you're currently in, they're not going to put you in a mortgage that isn't better than what you currently have. So call them today to take that free mortgage checkup. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
When it comes to college basketball in March, one thing's for sure. Nothing's for sure. Bet the unexpected every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings is offering all customers a no-sweat parlay every single day. How does it work? Opt in and place a bet on any parlay. If your bet doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code 965. That's code 965 to get a no-sweat parlay every single day. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Kansas only. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Eligibility and wagering restrictions apply. Opt in to get one no-sweat bet. No-sweat bonus bet issued in amount of losing qualifying bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Maximum reward and qualifying bet criteria vary. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more. This doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rush? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Help conquer childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. This Wednesday, 100% of proceeds from all Casey, Topeka, and Lawrence Jersey Mikes will be donated to Braden's Hope. Together, let's make a difference for kids fighting cancer.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Northland 435 southbound is slowing coming off of I-35. Stay sluggish down towards 48th Street. Construction takes away the left lane. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, locally owned and family operated from the start in 2012. Call Connolly at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Come join us for the Royals Roundtable, plus meet and greet with Michael Massey and Kyle Isbell at Hollywood Casino Friday, March 28th, starting at 6. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
I thought maybe you'd come back with bump music first date. Because conspiracy theorists would say all the small things is not about your member.
No.
Commensatating.
Did you ever have a bad first date?
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm trying to I mean...
Sat down with a girl, and she goes, I just hate sports.
That's actually not bad. You don't have to take your work home with you.
I was like, well,
yeah.
Sat down, a couple TVs on. She goes, I just hate the sports. They're always on, always everywhere. I'm like, so what do you do for a living?
What did she do?
I don't know. I didn't think I listened after that. She's like, what do you do? I was like,
I work in sports.
Yeah.
Where did you meet her? On the app?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
Probably a bar. And just said, hey, you
So
look
you're
fun.
old school, which is fine, which
Yeah,
is even
that's
better.
good.
I
Yes.
mean, yeah.
Lead with my personality is what I try to do.
All this swiping these days.
The worst.
Hey, or dating shows on the air work too.
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh,
well,
what?
for Vern, they did.
Yeah, I
but
say Vern nailed it.
we did that years ago. I did one of an awful experience.
Were you the one trying to get the date?
Yeah, it was
Did you
terrible.
get to select out of the
I mean, the
Okay.
pool wasn't exactly. I mean, it was. It's not good.
This guy's
like-
want 9s and 10s.
No, I mean, no. It was different back then. But not for me.
When I say this phrase, on the come, what does it mean to you?
That's exactly right. Yeah, you better know. I saw the craps tables in Vegas. Didn't play. Lost a lot of money playing blackjack. Though.
I'm glad you brought up
Left the
blackjack
deposit.
because I'm going to probably play that on Friday after I get done with the Royals Roundtable, which is going to have Kyle Isbell and Michael Massey with Josh Vernier at Hollywood Casino, 6 to 7 o'clock. It'll be a open forum for 30 minutes after Vern does his fantastic job. Opening day is Thursday at the K, so 3:10 first pitch. Going to be 73 degrees that day. Couldn't ask for better weather. Yes, Dusty, I know that there's rain in the forecast, but let's just have some fun. But that stadium, opening day, welcome back to the show, and you have some information about maybe the new stadium or where it could be.
It looks like from everybody you talk to, it seems like it's just about, I's dotted, T's crossed that this thing's going to be at 119th and Knoll at the Sprint campus. And just, having the conversations with both people in Arizona, people here locally as well, kind of going back and forth and, connecting the dots and all that kind of stuff. People are more and more talking about it like it is happening, like there's no more if, it's almost like when now it's going to be happening. And the interesting thing about the Sprint campus that I didn't realize and got this information over the weekend, I'm sure you could look it up as well if you wanted to. Do you realize that site is only 10 acres smaller than the sports complex right now where both stadiums are? So 10 acres is not a lot. I mean, that is not a lot. And you're only using it for one stadium. And the stadium is going, from what I've been told, inside where the parking garages are. Do yourself a favor, walk around and take kind of a look of where it is. The parking garage is on the Sprint campus. They're talking about putting the stadium inside, those parking garages. I was told about 3 weeks ago or so, maybe at the beginning of this month, maybe late last month, that the Royals have reached out to the Jewish Community Center as well, wondering what it would take to purchase that land away from the J as well. Now, I'm told they don't need that land. They kind of just want it to complete the entire, area that they have there. So I know that they've reached out to the Jewish Community Center as well to find out what it is. And I've also been told from multiple sources that representatives from the state of Kansas were down in Arizona. So, I mean, when you're loading up the big people and they're going to Arizona to have these conversations, it's kind of just a matter of, when, not a matter of if anymore, I feel. And more people are kind of talking like this thing is going to happen on the Kansas side. And so that's kind of, again, I'm just putting out what I hear. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, if Missouri makes a last-minute effort, I haven't heard much that's been going on the Missouri side of the state line recently, but there's seemingly a lot of activity on the Kansas side of the state line, and you would think with opening day being here and getting through opening day, that's kind of the next big event that's going to take place for the Royals. And remember, and the Chiefs as well. And remember, the free money in Kansas expires on June 30th, so time is of the essence. You essentially have 2 months now where you have to tell the state of Kansas yes or no, and if you say no, then that free money goes away, and then, we sit here and figure out what's next for these ballparks. And it just feels like from everybody you have these conversations with, Dusty, that Kansas and 119th and all in that area seems like it's trending in that direction where this stadium is ultimately going to end up being.
So let's do percentage scale.
Yeah.
What percentage of Bob Fescoe says that it happens to be that location on a scale of 0 being absolutely not, 100% sold and done?
I'm about 95%.
Really?
Yeah, I'm about 95%. Yeah.
Just the conversations lead you to that?
Yeah, it just like when there's smoke, there's fire.
Because a lady was out in Arizona.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where there's a lot of smoke, there's fire. And what did I miss anything on the Missouri side when I was gone? Did Mayor L come out and say anything? Are we still championing the Crown Center site? Have we heard anything about that recently?
No, my eyeballs were strictly on March Madness, so I didn't really.
Exactly. But I mean, if he would have come out and said something, or if there was news, we would have heard it. The fact that you're like, nah, I don't think so, means it's kind of quiet on the Eastern Front, if you will. But I think with what's going on there, that's a good thing. I was talking to a friend of ours who I didn't realize she was 80 years old, lives in Missouri, and goes downtown all the time, started a charter school down there. Mm-hmm. She's 80 years old. She's up on technology, willing to pay for parking downtown and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, well, if it moves to Kansas, then it moves to Kansas. No big deal. I just want a new ballpark. And she goes, as far as Arrowhead's concerned, she goes, I'm a season ticket holder for the Chiefs. I love Arrowhead, but it's time for a new stadium as well. And I'm like, you're 80 and you're saying that. Like, she goes, don't let the old man in. Clint Eastwood always said, don't let the old man in. And I'm like, I love your line of thinking. And so I'm listening to her talk. She's 80. She's excited about potentially moving the stadiums to the Kansas side of the state line. And she's been a Missouri resident her whole life. But she understands things are changing. Newness is coming. And you've got to embrace the new. You've got to embrace the change. And, I keep going back to conversations I've had with John Sherman over the years about the Battery in Atlanta and how much he loves the Battery in Atlanta. And what that is basically what Sprint Center, the Sprint campus can be, a stadium with an area around it. And then you incorporate Town Center into that as well, being right there. It sets up for an amazing entertainment district that the Royals truly need to compete in baseball today, because they're never going to get the TV rights that the Yankees or Dodgers get. They're never going to get that kind of TV money, so you have to do it other ways. And if you can own all the land and all the businesses around the stadium, and every dollar that gets spent there is going back to the ball club, you're going to be able to continue to keep guys like Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Caglione and Cole Reagans and all these guys that we love. You need the money to continue to pay them. And John Sherman has shown already, even without those revenue drivers, what a great steward of this franchise he is, constantly allowing these guys in the front office to go out and spend money and make the organization better. And to have more money coming in, it's just better for the fans.
So one more time, the parking garage at the Sprint campus is
inside. Like you look at the Sprint campus and it's surrounded by a bunch of parking garages. The interior of that is what I'm told where the stadium could be. The outerior part of that, like 119th and Knoll and inwards, can be the Battery, if you will, for lack of a better name. Restaurants, bars, condos, apartments, hotels, office buildings, all of that. And it can be a revenue generator for the Royals. And that's what we need. If baseball's not going to get a salary cap and a salary floor, which, oh, my God, you bring up salary cap and floor around Major League Baseball, you might as well be the devil.
And the guy that sat behind you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that guy.
We're moving.
They don't want to hear any of that, right? They don't want to hear about that. So if that's the way baseball is going to be and we're never going to get a cap and a floor, you've got to find ways to generate that local revenue. And the only way to generate that local revenue and become a player and maintain yourselves as one of the better teams in baseball is to continue to generate that revenue, to continue to be able to put it towards payroll.
And the important date you bring up is June 30th. Why?
Because that's when the free money expires in the state of Kansas. The star bonds, I say free money, the star bonds expire, they sunset on June 30th. It was a year that they gave them from July 1st to June 30th. You have an opportunity to take advantage of that. June 30th, they sunset. So we've got a true deadline, if you will, in Kansas.
So the end is coming eventually. So all of this hoopla of where,
hopefully,
when, who, why.
That's the Royals. I haven't heard much about the Chiefs lately either, so we'll kind of figure out where that's going as the days move on.
No doubt about it. So Bob was in spring training this past week, in case you missed it. He saw the play that everybody has on their minds, which was Vinny Pasquantino running to first. We have been told, at least from Andy Rogers of MLB.com, that it is a hamstring, and the evaluation will be, I guess, today, and they'll let us know how he's feeling. Well, guess what? We're going to get jacked up on the other side. Hate to break it to you. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Aspen Lawn are going to come out and take a look at our lawn this week, and they're going to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and go, my goodness, it is so bad. And then they're going to say, we're going to make it look like the best lawn on the block, because that's what we do over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. At Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, they have college-educated professionals that can take your lawn from looking like mine to looking like something you would see at Augusta. It's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait. They get the job done right the first time. And when you see those iconic blue trucks from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, where are they? They're parked in front of the nicest lawns in town, and they have award-winning services that they've been providing in Kansas City since 1985. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. Plus, they're veteran-owned as well. Right now, if you mention you heard this ad, you're going to get a free estimate and up to half off your first application by just saying you heard it on 96.5 The Fan. So expect the best. Don't wait. Call today or visit aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Spring is here, and True Green wants to celebrate by offering $29.95 for your first application when you sign up for a full lawn plan. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, True Green brings pro-level expertise straight to your yard, so your lawn can look like a fairway. And with their satisfaction guarantee, True Green will happily revisit your lawn between scheduled visits to make it right. Don't wait. This offer ends March 24th. Visit TrueGreen.com today for lawns less than 7,000 square feet. Restrictions apply.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups $250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC homebuyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Downtown 670 westbound with an accident before I-35, keeping you slow back to 71. And a little before that, building some delays on 70 westbound back towards the Paseo. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
All right. Diving right back into it here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals and tournament coverage here on 96.5 The Fan. And, of course, tournament coverage is brought to you by Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views. We'll get right to it. Vinny Pasquantino was laying out a single. Or
ground ball. Just a ground ball, man.
Came up, grabbed the leg area, flat tire, you'd say. Yep. And from what we know is that it could possibly be a hamstring injury, and we will know more about that evaluation today or tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We were down there on Saturday. It was Saturday, the final game of the spring. And right before him, Bobby Witt grounded out or whatever it was, and then he went upon his merry way. They were starting to pull the starters out of the game. So Vinny's getting kind of his last step out of the spring, hits a ground ball, starts running down the first baseline, and you can kind of see the pull up, and then he kind of goes through the line, grabs that. Look, I think it was the right hamstring. Immediately, the trainer goes out there, meets him on the right field line, and if you've been to Surprise, the way that it works is that the Royals are on the left field side and the Rangers are on the right field side. And so when you leave games, and players leave these games early, once they're done, they leave and take a shower and go play golf. They walk out the right field, gate, right? Like down by the foul pole, there's a gate. You walk out the gate and into the clubhouse, and you're on your merry way, and you go play 9 holes or whatever it is. Vinny Pasquantino goes through the first base bag. You can see him kind of blow that tire a little bit, grab that right leg, and then just continue to take a left-hand turn and walk right out the stadium with the trainer. I'm like, okay, that's not good. So texted a few people, got some information. They say, we think we escaped. It's going to be okay. The next 24 to 48 hours are going to be, as I tweeted on Saturday, kind of the evaluation period. Here we are now about that 48-hour mark. The team was off yesterday. Obviously, they flew to Texas after the game on Saturday, took yesterday off. Today will be a game against the Rangers. That is a a spring training game still doesn't count. But we'll see where Vinny Pasquantino is. But I feel like, Dusty, and I think you're kind of on board with me on this one, this is the guy we have to monitor all season long. He is prone to injury, and we're seeing it already where it could have an impact on the start of the season. I don't think it will. They believe they escaped it, but we'll know more later on today when, Q and everybody gets to the ballpark.
Right. So Annie Rogers puts in her article that she wrote about this, I believe it was Saturday, like you'd said. He'll be reevaluated Sunday in Arlington, Texas, where the Royals are scheduled to play 2 exhibition games against the Rangers. And then more imaging will confirm the severity. Strains have varying degrees, like grade 1 and grade 2. So the Royals will know a lot more on Sunday or Monday, whether Pasquantino will miss time. Vinny was quoted as saying, "I feel fine." He said he got ready to leave with the team at the airport and then fly to Texas. Quote, "I don't want to put any time frame on it, but I don't think, my gut tells me, it's not going to affect anything, but my gut is not the medical staff, so we will get it evaluated tomorrow and we will see."
Yeah, that was a lot of gut speaking from everybody.
Right.
Like when it first, like everybody wants answers right away. He blows the hamstring and immediately, what's wrong with Vinny? How long is he going to be? We don't know. Let's just let it figure out, take its time and see where we are. We're not going to rush to judgment. But everybody kind of felt like that I spoke to over the weekend was like, okay, we kind of escaped, this thing with Vinny Pasquantino, just like they escaped the Bobby Witt Jr. thing. I mean, imagine if the Bobby thing had been very serious, what could have been, with this team. You'd never recover from something like that. Mm-hmm. Vinny's one of those guys where we saw last year how valuable his presence is in that lineup. And you take him out of the lineup, and now all of a sudden you're not as deep. Your lineup isn't as long as it needs to be with Vinny Pasquantino. And over the weekend, they put, Nick Prado on waivers. He cleared waivers and ended up re-signing, and he'll go to Omaha. But that's kind of your backup at first base right now, if that's the way that you're going to go into the season. So you hope Vinny Pasquantino stays healthy because he is such a difference maker. But it's always something that you, I think, more so than anybody else on the team, you got to have plan B almost ready to go with Vinny.
You do. And when I heard this information, you and I were texting back and forth. Of course, you know me. I'm the biggest promoter for Jack Caglione. Mm-hmm. What is it that we said is the only way that he could get promoted before the actual time, which could be June, could be July, could be September, could be 2026.
Could be May. We don't,
Right. And the way that I look at this situation with Pasquantino is, and again, I'll use analogy like every day and every moment, it's blackjack. Mm-hmm. Right? No pun intended with Jack Caglione, but you never, betting insurance at a blackjack table is a sucker's bet.
It is, yeah.
Right? Unless that shoe consistently is dealing the dealer 21 every time. They'll look and it's like any insurance, and then it's just like immediately your chips go. You're like, all right, whatever. And then
had an experience,
and then it happens again, and you're like, seriously. And then every time they've got an ace, or a face card, you're betting insurance because you don't want to get burned again. Last year, that Royals offense took a significant dive when Vinny left that offensive lineup, right? And there was nobody that stepped up. Renfroe couldn't do it. Melendez couldn't do it.
Yuli Gurriel was actually really good for this team last year, when he needed to be. But again, not where you need it to be. But.
And to me, Vinny Pasquantino is, the dealer that has screwed you a couple of times on 21 without betting insurance. Mm-hmm. Now you have insurance. You do have Jack Caglione. And I know that people are like, Dusty, he's going to come up. He's going to have to get at bats every day. Well, then if that's the case, if Vinny, and this is the situation is if Vinny Pasquantino is hurt for some time. Let's say he's out a month with that hamstring because hamstrings are goofy, depending on what it is, right? He said, my gut feelings is I'm fine, but my gut's not the medical staff, so we'll let them say what they have to say. So you look at that and you hear what he has to say. If he's out for a month and that offense does not have somebody in that lineup that can be that person, right? Let's say that they're like, all right, well, we're going to play Fermin and Velasquez and Sal.
Well, Velasquez, he did he clear
waivers?
He's in AAA too, yeah.
So then right now, outside of Caglione, who's been a great piece in spring training, who's been giving you the opportunity to be like, okay, maybe this is it. We said the only reason you can get called up is if somebody got hurt, unfortunately, and it might have to be Vinny Pasquantino. All the places in Park right now are telling you that if Vinny does miss time, what's the bargain? Is it going to be Velasquez? Is it going to be Nick Prado? Two guys that were designated for waivers that cleared and then came back and are on your AAA squad. Some people would say, yes, Dusty, it's going to be Nick Prado. Some people would say, well, let's give Freddie Fermin a shot at DH and let's have Sal play first, or we'll have, Fermin catch, Sal play first, and Velasquez DH or Nick Prado play first, yada, yada,
But you got Mark Canha over the weekend, too, with from the Brewers, whether he factors into something like that or not. I don't know what they're going to do with that.
But the thing is that there's been one guy that's shown you, again, it's not against Major League pitching. I understand. But if you want to have this team, like you said, who's serious about winning, if you're missing that offensive piece, and let's say in the first month of the season, you find yourself 5.5 games out of first, 3.5 games out of second, and you're climbing the entire way up, then you've got to bring Vinny back into the fold, get him back to par for the course of the lineup and see if he's still got, because the timing's all been fixed. It's all out there in spring training. That's what they go there for, is to get used to the pitching, to get back into the feel of it. And then it's if he's hurt and he's out. And again, this entire conversation could be all just hoopla if he comes
in
out.
5 hours, we may know there's nothing wrong. Yeah.
Or you might get a source that says, it's fine, everything's good, he's going to be there opening day.
Right.
Which I hope is
the case. I think is what's going to happen.
Right.
But the conversation isn't about just today. It's about what is the backup plan for Vinny, because as we've seen every year, he's had an injury that this team has had to deal with.
Correct. And do you have a bat that you feel comfortable with that can produce? And maybe that bat is Freddie Fermin. Maybe that bat is Nick Prado. But I would think that a lot of people, from what they've seen and what they know, is that Caglione has shown that if somebody goes down like a Vinny Pasquantino, maybe he gets the call. And I understand that he's going to have a ton of at-bats. He's going to need to get a ton of his reps to stay into the flow of the motions. And that may not happen if he's, Vinny Pasquantino is there. But again, at what point do you have to have insurance on Vinny Pasquantino, right?
Now, yesterday.
Because this gives me a lot of feels of like Lorenzo Cain back in the day.
A little bit,
all the time. Lorenzo Cain would stretch. Coincidentally, Lorenzo Cain would always stretch for first base, and everybody's like, stop doing that. You're either pulling your hamstring, you're getting plantar fasciitis with your foot hitting the bag too hard. Just stop doing it. And Lorenzo Cain stopped doing that, played, and was productive, and was like the best player on that 14 team, won the ALCS MVP, I believe.
I know.
And
I was talking to somebody about Lorenzo this past weekend, and we're like, wow, we got the superstar in Bobby Witt, and the difference was we didn't really have a superstar on 14 and 15. I go, but years later, we all realized Lorenzo was the superstar of that team. And when he went out in 2016, that's when the Royals were not able to recover. And I don't think Vinny obviously is the best player on this team, because that's Bobby, obviously. There's certain guys that just can't be replaced. And Vinny seems like that guy. So you've got to have that backup plan ready to go. And so maybe Cags goes down for the first month or two, and month or so, I should say, not month or two, but who knows, month and a half in Double-A, and rakes down there. You put him on your 40-man roster, which you have room for. You only have 37 cats on that right now. So you've got the opportunity to put him on your 40-man and then bring him up to the big league level. The one thing you just don't want to do is rush the guy and bring him up because you're panicked at this point in time. And I don't think anybody's panicked right now, and I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Right. But let's play devil's advocate.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
I'm all for this conversation.
What if you do bring him up, and opening day he hits a bomb, and you see that sold-out crowd, then all of a sudden you have a great problem to have.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple years, to give reference to Mac Morey over there, where Oklahoma was getting the bricks blown off of them by Texas in the Red River Shootout. They took Spencer Rattler out. In comes Caleb Williams, and the story is written. Oh, he was maybe too young. It wasn't his job to start. He brought his team back. They won. All of a sudden, Caleb Williams becomes the number 1 overall pick, becomes a Heisman Trophy winner, I believe. And his junior, did he win the Heisman his junior year? I don't know. He's not listening. Yeah. Either way. But you look and see what happens is like everyone always leans to the negative of like, what if they bring him up and he failed? What if they bring him up and he's a star? Mm-hmm. What if maybe he is the 22-year-old prodigy that is out of Florida, that was the National Player of the Year, that is this absolute superstar who is polished, who is mature, who knows his role, who knows what he can do. And all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm glad we didn't wait till next year to bring him up, because he actually did figure it out in whatever spring training at bats he had. Now, again, I know from people that I've talked to as well, he's going to start in Double-A. Right. He's going to move up to Triple-A. And if he got up by June, it'd be a miracle that he's up here that early.
Well, I mean, it just depends on circumstance, though.
Now we have that circumstance. Yeah. We have the last spring training game, and the guy that seems to be made of glass, Vinny Pasquantino, gets hurt again. And at what point did last year you learn your lesson where it's like, we don't have that substitution? Now you do. At least from what we've seen this spring, you do have that substitution, because guess what Vinny's also going to do at first? He's going to have to stretch out and make plays. He's going to be on his toes. You have to help the guys out at third, second, and short. Can he do that? I'm not sure that Cags can do that either.
Right.
But if he can't hit, you don't have anybody in that lineup that can hit, then you're back to having India, Sal, Bobby, drop off.
Yeah, and that's where you are, and you may be. So Cags looks the part. There's no doubt. I mean, you look at him, you're like, okay, that's a baseball player. Even my daughter's like, oh, he's cute. I'm like, okay, like let's kind of slow the roll a little bit on Jack Caglione, but he definitely looks the part. He definitely is the future of this organization. They love everything that he's doing right now. They just want to make sure that when they bring him up, he's here to stay and doesn't fail and have to go back to the minors, which a lot of guys ultimately have to do. And that's not a bad thing, but they just want to make sure that they've got it right. I'm not saying this is a bad conversation, because Vinny Pasquantino right now is the guy that you look around that field and you go, we've got to know what our backup plan is for him.
Correct.
Because the odds are he will spend some time on the injured list because he has shown it, right? This isn't just us making this up to get Cags up here. His body of work has shown every year he suffers some sort of injury where he ends up on the injury list, and we saw what it did to the organization last year. The best case scenario would be for Nick Prado to go down to the minor leagues, kind of get a fresh start, if you will, in Omaha, clear his mind a little bit, and figure out a way to start, producing like they thought when they brought him into the organization, and then he can be your backup guy. If Nick Prado had done his job and was able to kind of take out all the noise and just focus on playing baseball, Nick Prado would be a guy that you can lean on. He hasn't shown that he's that guy that you can truly rely on right now.
Vinny Pasquantino been in the league 3 years, 22, 23, and 24. 24, he played in 72 games. I think he got called up that year, so I don't know if he was on the opening day roster.
Yeah, I don't think he was. Yeah.
I could be wrong, though. The following year, got hurt, only played in 61 games. Right. The next year, he got hurt at the worst possible time, played 131 games. Again, I know last year it wasn't his fault that he had a little altercation first, but it's still, it's there.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's this, like Sammy Watkins, Aurora, Lorenzo Cain around him, where it's just like, it's a foot, it's a leg, it's a knee, it's a thumb, it's always something.
Yep.
And you need to have some sort of insurance to where it's like, okay, is it Kevin Biggio? Is it Nick Prado? Is it Jack Caglione? And the heart of your heart, who do you want to see as that spot? Because to me, the potential would lean, and obviously I am heavily biased towards Jack Caglione. I think that's your guy you need to put, because the way he's riding right now, as hot as he is, who's to say that it doesn't work? And again, everybody's going to strike out against Bybee. Everyone is going to have their time against him. But I'm saying, what if he runs into a fastball against a fastball pitcher and blasts one to right center on opening day and knocks in two, and all of a sudden you're up 3-0? And somebody brought up on the text line, well, if Caglione's Doug's come up and he is successful, what does that mean for Vinny?
You can trade him.
And now you have 5 guys in your lineup that can hit, and you can carry that on to it. And then the next year or whenever Vinny's up for a contract, you're like, hey, man, we appreciate it, but we're going to move on this way.
Right.
But he could still be on the roster this year. And then you're like, hey, you know what we're going to do? Sal's going to catch. Vinny's going to play first. Cag's going to play DH. Hey, it's been a couple days, Vinny. Take some time off. Cag's going to play first. Sal's going to DH. Freddie's going to play for catch. You've got options. You've got ways to do this. But again, you go back to the blackjack table. Nobody ever bets insurance because it's a fraud's bet. But when you consistently get burned by the same shoe, you then start betting insurance because you can't get burned again.
Right. You can't get burned again. And they're kind of in that way right now, And so we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of hours. Hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll know, kind of where Vinny stands and, whatnot. And hopefully this is just a minor tweak that he had on Saturday and we all move on and everything's great. But you do have to have that plan in the back of your mind. I'm sure they do. I'm positive they do.
Right.
And we'll know it sooner rather than later. But he is that one guy that you do have to have that insurance
on. And again,
on.
verbiage is not being properly thrown into the text line. We are not giving up on Vinny Pasquantino.
Nobody's giving up on
We're
Vinny.
We're just saying that you have to have insurance because you saw how much that lineup struggled last year when he got sent out because of
terribly
injury.
Different
Couldn't
last
get
year.
Runs.
Couldn't score.
You had a 90 RBI guy gone. So you need somebody in there.
Yep.
One word, Matt.
Thought my mic was on. I was speaking. One word. We will begin with baseball or continue with what your guys' conversation. One word. Succinctly wrap up your conversation. One word on the Vinny Pasquantino injury.
Scary.
Concerning. Unbreakable. Mr. Glass.
Well, he doesn't no longer work here.
Well, not that one.
Oh.
I mean Bruce Willis, who turned 70 over the weekend in that movie, because it's scary, it's concerning, it's
Frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it always seems to pop up, and it's just like we can't have this.
And you mentioned Sammy Watkins. It's Hollywood Brown. Predictable's a good one. Like, at some point he's going to get hurt, right?
Somebody called him Vinny Glasquintino.
Oh, come on now. That's just
Yikes. That's good.
That's a little much.
Okay, this one's just for Bob.
Yep.
One word on your spring training week. Your vacay.
Mecca, paradise, dreams. I told
Sinus free.
Sinus free.
Yeah.
It's my
That's
happy
nice.
place. There's nothing better. There's
How
nothing
beautiful
better.
it is out there in the great state of Kansas right now.
Hell
man.
yeah. Actually, wow, it looks great.
The sinus stuff, though, you're right, man. I told you my eyes leaking again.
Last Mac, how miserable I was Thursday and Friday. I got attacked.
Yeah, he
You
had a
need
rough
that
man.
Navage. You need to get the Navage.
I had Burt's beeswax all over my nose.
Oh,
Looked like I'd been hanging out with Tony Montana.
All right, let's get over to new basketball. One word on March Madness so far. First 4 days. What do you got? One word.
Chalk.
Oh.
Go again. Who we got?
I said chalk.
Chalk, okay.
Sadness. There wasn't a whole lot of excitement until Sunday, which is fine. At least you had to wait for it, but it seemed like a WWE pay-per-view. You're getting through all the matches, and then all of a sudden the main event happens. You're like, all right, Intercontinental title, entertaining. World Wrestling Heavyweight title, awesome. But everything else, you just had to wait to get there, unfortunately. But you didn't leave. You still paid attention.
Of course.
But a little
It's a
bit
tournament, right?
I would say sadness.
Do you think, because this has happened before, and I feel like when this has happened the beginning first few days, usually the last few days gears up for some serious excitement because we had so much chalk. Do you think that's what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're going to get some really good games. That's what I think.
Well, I think also where we were spoiled is the last 2 years you had a bunch of surprise teams because of NIL and transfer, and then this year we're all expecting the same thing to see like Colorado State go on a run. We're looking to see if there's like another 12 seed that can go out there and go on a run. Wasn't the case. 7 teams from the SEC go to the Sweet 16, and here we are all complaining about, well, great, we get to watch SEC teams. We get to watch Tennessee and Kentucky play again for the 3rd time this year. Welcome to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be good, though. I mean, if the game's
be good.
entertained, nobody's going to care who the names on the front of the jerseys are. We just want good games.
Yes.
Which
Doesn't
now,
matter who it is.
Now you should get that because now it's all like the Alabama BYU game is going to be absolutely electric. Over under 174.5 for a college game.
Which is insane because usually in a college game, you're lucky to get 24 points in the first half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we mentioned the buzzer beater. Colorado State had that game. This was the audio from that.
Bucket to keep its season alive. Gillespie from the out of bounds to the freshman Queen who's driving, floats it. Oh! Maryland on the right side of a buzzer beater with life into the Sweet 16.
Awesome. That's one word on it. But, like, I love calls like that where everybody just goes, oh! Like, you don't need to do anything else because you're feeling what we're all... Who didn't say that yesterday when Queen hit that shot?
Yeah.
Everybody went, oh!
I jumped out of my seat twice.
It was awesome.
Colorado State hits the 3, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
gosh. And then Queen hits it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Right, like that's the perfect call.
Yes.
I love it when you hear those kind of calls.
Yeah,
Exactly.
madness. That's what that was. If we go from sadness to madness, because, again, that was Sunday afternoon, and you got it. Like, you were halfway asleep. That game comes on. You're like, screw the nap, dude. We're getting electric here.
Yeah, we're staying locked in.
Well, and I give Kevin Harlan a lot of credit because I was watching his game yesterday, and he goes, turn it to TBS now!
Yeah, he did do that. I remember hearing
That's
that.
awesome. What a goat. He's
Yeah, and
the
I'm like,
best.
okay, Kevin told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Listen to Kevin. No, in that call, Tony Romo would immediately started breaking down the play over everyone's screaming and excitement because that's what he does. One word on Duke.
Good.
33. They beat Baylor by 33 points. Spearheaded
And it was
by
close
Cooper
in the
Flag.
first half.
Sure it was.
It was. It was
a good
yeah,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you
Did
have...
you see that eye of Cooper Flag, too? He's playing with like an eye that we have now with allergies. you
Yeah,
know?
they didn't even call that a foul. Played with one eye, still had 18 points, 8 and 7. Guy's a stud.
He's a baller. All right, last one. One word on John Calipari. Beating Bill Self and then going on and beating Rick Pitino.
Underrated.
Clutch, right?
Yeah.
Arkansas, nobody talked about them in the SEC.
No.
10
No.
seed. You beat a blue blood in Kansas, and then you go beat the Don himself and Rick Pitino. No white suit.
No
St.
suit.
John's
That was,
story. The best story of the tournament.
I
and
know,
then
it's over.
And then it's over.
It stinks.
Cal's the best story of the tournament right now, though.
He is.
I think, I mean, he's a brand name coach at a big time university. playing further than anybody gave them credit for, like maybe undervalued, underappreciated, like for whatever reason, we just don't appreciate John Calipari as much as we should. I'm sure there's Kansas fans out there who can't appreciate that. Why not?
And Texas Tech will win by 20.
There it is. Yep.
There you go. We talked about the spring training games and spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Park and Go, KC's premier airport parking destination. The biggest surprise of the weekend, and we check in on our brackets that nobody cares about here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I'm here with Mike, a fellow Awaken 180 weight loss client.
I was on a trend where I was about to go over 250 pounds. My cholesterol was getting higher. Since I've gone on the Awaken 180 plan, by the way, I've lost about 50 points on my cholesterol. So I went in for my blood panel within about 60 days of starting the program, and it dropped about 50 points through my doctor. So he went on the plan. My own doctor, as a cardiologist, went on the plan because he was so impressed. He knew what my stomach looked like. He knew my build. I came in and he just was astounded by the blood panel results. If I hadn't found Awaken 180, I probably would be on cholesterol medicine, higher blood pressure medicine. It was just a life of medication in front of me, and I didn't want that.
Mike, his doctor, and I all took control of our health thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Become your own success story and call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups 250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March Matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Bracket busted? Well, new customers at FanDuel can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second heartbreaks and even who you think will cut down the nets. And if you've been waiting to join, well, there's no time like the present. So go ahead and check out FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. There's tournament action almost every day, and FanDuel has amazing bets like spreads, total, game props, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/KFNZ and get in on college hoop action all March long. FanDuel is an official partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued a non-withdrawable bonus badge which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Get help with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Downtown 670 westbound with a problem of 435. Blocks the left lane. Keeps things slow on 271 northbound with delays from 22nd Street. I-70 westbound pretty heavy approaching with delays from 23rd Street and still building. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Sorry, Duke won by 23, not 33. Math is so hard on a Monday. It's like when I look at my scale, I'm like, that doesn't say 203. Liar. It says 195. No, it said that on Friday. Fatty. I'll be like 240 pounds by the end of today. Should have some fun, though, out of the cake.
Start eating the ballpark food ahead of time, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'll tell you what, we had some fresh cut fries and corn dogs at the ballpark. Ooh. Here was the trick. We were leaving the ballpark, and the kids wanted fries. So I said, all right. So we ordered some fries to go, basically. Mm-hmm. And the lady's like, I'm glad you got here. We're getting ready to close up. I go, well, then dump all your more fries.
Yeah.
Double fries for the single price, baby.
Oh, that's the way to do it, man. Always go late. Always.
Yeah, because what are they going to do? Throw the stuff out? Because they can't give it to the homeless anymore. They sue. Mm-hmm. And so they're just going to throw this food away. That's all they're going to do is they're going to throw it out. And so you try to get it from them, and they're like, yeah, sure. Especially in Surprises, all senior citizens. They don't care. They're happy to feed you. It's grandma. Hey, take the fries and the corn dogs, please. We're just going to get rid of them.
That's what I love about working That's what I love about working at Jack Stack, man. You close at 9 on a Thursday night after you worked all night, and all of a sudden the line prep guys are throwing all the stuff that's got to get tossed the next day due to, health stuff.
Yeah, they throw it all away.
I was like, what do you do with that turkey over there, Chad? You going to get rid of that turkey? It'd be like 8:55. You'd be like, give me 5 minutes because you could have somebody. They always happen. Somebody walks in and
of course they do. It
screws
the whole thing
up. Dang it. Please don't say turkey sandwich. Please don't say turkey sandwich.
I'll take a turkey sandwich.
I'm like, damn it. Actually, 4 turkey sandwiches all the way around. Son of a buck.
God. What is the best thing to get, though, like in that type of situation? Because the fries were like heaven on earth. I'm not going to lie. Like getting fresh cut, crispy fries on the way out.
If you go to a restaurant late, just avoid all grill items.
Oh.
Just don't get grilled items because then you got to cook it, like chicken.
Yeah.
Unless it's like salmon and you want it like mid-well or medium.
You got to get salmon medium.
I get it medium rare.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, I get it mid-rare.
Yeah.
And if it's not mid-rare, I send it back. No, I just eat it. I'm not a send backer.
No, you can't. I mean,
you can. For sure you can.
Of course you can.
You get a steak that's well done. I'm sorry. I'm sending that back. But I also don't order steak out a whole lot.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise of the weekend. Did you have one?
I think for me, the biggest surprise of the weekend was seeing Vinny Pasquantino get hurt when he did. Because
how he did, I would say.
How he did. I'm like, we were like right there. Like we were right on the edge of Bobby had just left the game. Salvi was getting ready to leave the game. It's the last at bat of the spring. I'm like, no! "Whoa, we made it all this way!" And then Vinny kind of blows that tire going down the first base line. So that was kind of a surprise over the weekend. The other surprise, and I think this is a good surprise, was seeing the way that Daniel Lynch kind of responded to not getting a start in the a spot in the rotation, and then going into the bullpen. And I heard some good things about Daniel Lynch that surprised me over the weekend. They're like, he's out of that kind of like analytic game, so to speak. He's now just going back to just pitching. And I'm like, good. That's what you need. Like, take all the nonsense out of his head that's being filled out there with numbers and whatnot, and just let these guys go out there and play. And I think Daniel Lynch kind of went back to basics a little bit, and that's why he's where he is. And I think he's going to be a big bright spot in the bullpen for this.
No more Gen Z loser ball.
No more, man. Lorenzen.
Did you bring that up down there?
I did. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
So I'm glad you bring up that name, Lorenzen. Surprise of the weekend, he made the cut in the final rotation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a big surprise, but your rotation going into the new season is Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Chris Bubich, and Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Your bullpen is Carlos Estevez, Lucas Irseg, Hunter Harvey, John Schreiber, Angel Zerpa, Sam Long, Chris Stratton, and Lynch Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of names are in that bullpen last year, but this year it seems like it could be a little bit more solid.
Well, going into last season, we knew that bullpen. We saw that bullpen. I remember sitting and picking my daughter up at soccer practice, listening to the game in Baltimore, going, "Oh my God, who was that guy?"
Mm-hmm.
Blew another one, right? What was that guy's name? Does anybody remember now?
Will Smith?
Yeah. I'm like, early on, blowing these games. The bullpen. And they went out and fixed the bullpen. And you mentioned Estevez, right? Like, that's a big signing for this team. That is a very big signing. And we'll kind of get into that as the morning rolls along, what that signing actually meant and why it's a great signing for many different reasons for the Royals. But they feel really good in the bullpen right now. And you give these guys 5 or 6 innings in that starting rotation and then turn it over to the bullpen. Now you got guys in there who can slam that door. And that's good to know, because last year at this time we didn't have it. And then they went out and fixed it, which was great.
And then you've got your rally stopper. Like, again, I think I think you will see Lucas Irsig, or as we call him, the E-Sig, that you need after you've had a rough one. But he more than likely will pitch a lot of ninth innings because he's your guy. But also there might be a time where, you left Seth Lugo there in the 6th and the 3rd innings, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded and you got one out.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's coming in?
Yeah.
It's going to be Lucas
And
Irsig.
people are going to start screaming, like, just be ready for the text line, Vern. I'm just letting you know, Vern. He knows. When they bring Irsig in the 7th, and people are going, he's the closer, why not the 9th? Well, because if you don't get the outs in the 7th, there ain't no 9th.
No doubt about it. He's the fireman.
Yeah.
He drives a T-Bird or a fire engine red T-Bird automobile. This is what George Strait drew, which that song's not about being an actual fireman. But no, I mean, surprise of the weekend. God, I hate to admit when I'm wrong. Houston is quietly just skating underneath. Like, people hate Florida, right? Nobody likes Florida because they're arrogant, they're loud, they're really good.
Hey man, that Speedy
SEC.
Claxton was great yesterday.
Yeah. But like, Florida's there. Everybody's talking about Duke. Meanwhile, here's Houston, who just, the surprise of the weekend for me is the lack of talk about Houston from the TVs, from everything. Like, they're just winning, they're rolling along. And somebody on the text line said, "Who's your, long shot?" Somebody said, "Give me Ole Miss at 90-1." You can start having some fun. Maybe we take Calipari to the Final Four and he beats Florida. I don't know, but my surprise of the weekend is the quietness that is around Houston's basketball team.
And I think it's just going to get even quieter with them going to Indianapolis. They got Purdue there, you got Kentucky there, and you got Tennessee there. They're all right there, like within spitting distance from Indianapolis. And then you have Houston. Right? And the other 3 fan bases are pretty good traveled fan bases. Does Houston travel? I don't know if they do or not. But it's going to be tough to see a lot of Houston fans in Indianapolis in these next couple of days because of the 3 local teams that are going to dominate that quad, that pod, whatever we're calling them these days. Like, Houston's not going to have a lot of support there. They're going to have to overcome hostile road crowds to advance onto the Final Four.
It's like what Auburn had to do against Louisville. Oh wait. That didn't happen. Yeah. Didn't materialize.
All 4 number 1 seeds still in the tournament. Is that a surprise of the weekend?
Not yet. Maybe. I would say after this
they
next
should get
round.
To the Sweet 16.
Yeah. If all of them make the Elite 8, I imagine that's getting historic. It's only happened once.
Where all 4 made the Final Four. No
yeah.
way. Yeah, it's still only one time.
Which credit to Jay Bilas. I mean, he did have all 4 number 1s in his Final Four, which everyone's like, oh, idiot Jay. I mean, of course, it hasn't happened yet. But to his credit, it has been very chalky.
I was listening to one of the games. I think it was either Stan Van Gundy or Dan Bonner was saying it, and They said, my daughter did a bracket this year, and she doesn't know much about college basketball. I'm like, neither do I. Well, let's listen. He goes, she looked at free throw percentages of all the teams, and that's how she determined who to pick. And he says her bracket's actually really good. And she goes, the games are probably going to be close, so the teams that shoot the best free throws are the teams that I'm going to take. And so I thought that was a brilliant way of looking. I never even thought about it that way. I'm like, that's a really cool way to kind of approach the bracket. So next year, look at your bracket. If you can't decide who's going to win, look at their free throw percentage. Whoever shoots better free throws, take them.
That's a good tiebreaker.
Yeah, right?
I like that. Usually Hannah just does which colors she likes more. So,
and that could work as well,
yes,
too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very much so. Very much so.
I do love college basketball tournament.
Oh, you got to turn your mic on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do love our college basketball tournament because you do get those like surprise announcers. Like I love Stan Van Gundy.
I love him.
So good.
Yeah.
He's so great at what he does. And like he just pops up here. And then you get Kevin Harlan, who's not doing NBA, he's doing college basketball. You get that to happen. So I really do love that part of the tournament because Van Gundy just sits there looking like Ron Jeremy. And then has like all this knowledge and he's great. And like the only other great thing that we know about him is that like his stuff on Levitar's show. Like, and then you get him in college basketball and you're like, who's this guy? You're like, that's Stan Van Gundy.
But his comment yesterday about getting 2 challenges per team for college basketball was the best thing that's been said on a broadcast in the NCAA tournament in decades. Challenge system? Fine, let's go.
Yeah.
Enough of every freaking play being reviewed. Just because you can in the final 2 minutes doesn't mean you should.
Don't forget, Josh Vernier joins us in 20 minutes. And coming up on the other side, winning is now the most important thing for this franchise. On the other side, we're not talking about the Chiefs. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, as we've been mentioning for the last couple of hours, baseball is back. And baseball fans, you can take a swing at making entries on all of your favorite players with Underdog. And it's available in the state of Missouri as well. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can now play in your state. To play, choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats when it comes to strikeouts, home runs, hits, and so much more. And I love playing the Underdog app because you can combine team stars and stats from baseball, or you can combine them from all different sports across the board. Create entries with all baseball or just mix and match your selections. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. So download the Underdog app now and sign up using the promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you make your first deposit. That's promo code BOB to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 5.25%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket cost. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 5.25 fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
6.19 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Brought to you by Urban Air.
Urban Air is where fun takes flight. With our awesome attractions, it's always an adventure. Visit urbanair.com today to find your local park and book your tickets, membership, or birthday. Urban Air, let them fly. Attractions vary by park.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Help conquer childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. This Wednesday, 100% of proceeds from all Casey, Topeka, and Lawrence Jersey Mikes will be donated to Braden's Hope. Together, let's make a difference for kids fighting cancer.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 70 westbound gets heavy past Jackson Avenue, stays pretty slow over to the Paseo. 71 northbound also slow rolling into downtown from 22nd Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the shows from your phone, desktop, or tablet. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
My mic's on. We're good. Okay. Back in at it. Fescoe, Likens, Maury. Are you going to put your head in a bowl of ice water and eat a banana and cover your lips?
Excuse me? You saw this?
Well, you've been on vacation.
Yes, I have.
This is a new trend, apparently. What is this guy's name?
Oh, I don't know his name. He's some fitness
jacked,
influencer.
Yeah, and he puts his face. He only uses Saratoga water.
What the hell is
sparkling
that?
water.
It's like a sparkling water.
From Saratoga, New York? Is he importing water now?
They're big blue glass bottles.
Yeah, and he pours into a bowl, puts ice in there, and he dunks his face.
How much is Saratoga water paying him to do this?
A lot of money.
Yeah. And he tracks everything he does. He wakes up at 3:30. He reads a book for 2 minutes. Then at 3:35 he journals for 2 minutes. And then he's in the pool and so now everyone's making fun of him. It's great.
You know, some of these guys that tell you what to do and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Here's how you lose weight. Less intake, more outtake.
That's exactly right. It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, Ricky.
Stop eating!
Ricky Gervais said that on one of his stand-ups. Like, Ricky, you gotten so skinny. How'd you do it? I stopped eating as much. I started working out more. Real easy. Never thought it was uneasy.
I went, for my physical back in February. My doctor's like, well, if you take in less and you work out more, then you're going to be okay.
Wow.
You want to guess how many times Fescoe had In-N-Out Burger in Arizona in the past week?
Yeah, how many times do you know?
I don't.
Take a guess. Take a guess.
Take a guess.
3?
Kid. There
You
go.
nailed it.
Really?
Yeah, you nailed it.
That's a good
Yeah.
I was like, how many times you hit it up? He's like, 3. It's like, good Lord. I said, well, you're good for a year.
Yeah, you nailed
Exactly
it.
right.
Kids want it in and out,
Do you
right?
get the same thing every time you go?
Every
I
time,
was
number
wondering,
one,
yeah.
double, fries,
Nice.
animal style. Let's go.
Smash.
You're there for about exactly. You were there for about a week, so that's once every
once
other
every
day.
other
That's
day
good.
or
That's
so.
a good,
It's, I mean, in that place too, you want to talk about a business. You want to follow a business that does a good job in and out, no matter what time of day it is. There's a line out the door.
Wow.
There's a line out the door.
Damn.
10:30, 3:30, 5. It doesn't matter. Line out the door of people wanting to get their product because they do something. They do it well. They don't deviate. There's not much of a choice there.
No, it's consistent.
The line
consistently
dissipates
great.
fast.
It does dissipate fast. They do move the line.
And then that food dissipates fast, dude.
yeah.
You kind of have to eat the animal style fries quickly, though, right? It becomes a sog lord.
A little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
It's
sure.
cheese and onions and
I've
sauce.
never had
and-
it, so I'm jealous.
So do
So
you know?
good.
You know what else they do? You know why else it's great? They pay their employees $18.50 an hour to start at In-N-Out.
To start.
Is that everywhere or just Arizona?
That was that one store I saw when we left on Saturday. But I mean, I'm sure it's probably higher in California.
Did they have it in the airport?
No.
Oh
No. They only see. I read about this company, right? Because they are so good at what they do. They do not have a store on land that they don't own that doesn't have a deed on it. So they buy the land, they pay that off, they build the thing, they're debt free.
Wow.
So yeah, they'll never be in like an airport or something like
That's
that.
huge.
You know?
Yeah.
They do an unbelievable job. I mean, they just do a
come to
great
Kansas
job.
City?
Come here, please.
Okay, so here's the other thing. They need to have all their stores, I think it's within 8-hour drive of their warehouses to keep quality control. So when
the
they
warehouse is all West Coast, right?
yeah, that's the thing. So if they're going to come this way, they'd have to build a warehouse here and then have the locations and whatnot. So I don't know. Eventually, maybe, but then you start to lose your way. You get too big, you know. And
Look at Quiznos.
It's funny you bring that up. I was talking with somebody with the Royals about that the other day, and we're like, whatever happened to that sandwich shop? And we couldn't, we're like, Quiznos, right? And we're like, oh yeah, they used to boil the meat in the water and slap it on bread and like
Chicken carbonara.
that was the one. Yeah, you
dude.
nailed it. Right, that was good. That was
Broccoli
fact.
cheddar
Yeah.
soup.
But what happened to Quiznos? They got too big, I guess, and then the quality went down, and they
It's a
couldn't
terrible
do
story to look up. It makes me sad.
it. Is that what happened with Quiznos?
They just over franchise, and then like certain places got certain stuff, and other places didn't.
They couldn't
and then
keep
it was
up.
like,
Yeah. And that's why In-N-Out, like if you're not
Yeah.
within 8 hours of a warehouse and their facility, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to open stores because they can't do it. They want to keep the quality control where it is. And there is something to the allure of not being everywhere, too.
Well, also look at Chipotle, right? 20 years ago, Chipotle slapped.
Oh,
now it's
God,
like
best.
it's hit and miss
Yeah.
because there's so many of them. You got to keep the product. Anyways, speaking of winning and what is now expected is in the Kansas City Royals franchise because like 15, this team showed up eager, ready to go. They knew what the business model was. Salvador Perez knows what it is. You were there. You heard the talks, the conversations. You were talking to high names and high places. That's what it is, man. Go win the division. Go get over 83.5 wins and go take control of the Central.
Well, and that's not necessarily the goal. That's the thought. The thought from these guys down in spring training, and we can get more on this from Vern when he joined us at 8:20, is like they walked into spring training and the players to management were like, okay, we know we're going to the playoffs. Like that's the feeling right now, which is like refreshing to hear, right? It's not, well, I hope we can be 500. I hope we get off to a fast start. I hope we're around by training camp and all this stuff. They went into spring training this year knowing they were in the playoffs. It's just now a matter of going out there and executing. And you've got to have that belief, right? That mindset that says we're going to the postseason. It can't be something that you hope to do. It has to be something that you know. And it's very reminiscent of what goes on across the parking lot for now with the Chiefs until they go their separate ways. I mean, the Chiefs winning isn't going to stop. But the Chiefs go into the season where we know we're going to the Super Bowl. We know we're going to the AFC Championship game. And now we just got to do what we need to do to get there. And so mindset, 90% of what you do in life can be determined by how you think. And you have that mindset of, we know we're going to the playoffs. We know we're going to win this thing. We know we're going to be playing in October. Then you will end up playing in October. And it's cool to hear the players and management people talk about that kind of stuff, Dusty. Like, we know we're going to the playoffs this year. It's just a matter of getting out there and executing. And now what you do in the postseason, it's all going to be determined by what you do in the playoffs. And I think from a fan base standpoint now, that needs to be our expectation. No more of they're cute, they're fun, they're young. It's all about now, You got to go out there and win. They have the expectation to be in the playoffs. We should have that expectation for this team to be in the playoffs this year.
And
Baseball America picked them to finish 4th in the division.
Go prove them wrong.
Yes.
The Kansas City regular season win total is 83.5 on DraftKings.
You're gonna have to, I think, get over that to get in the playoffs
For
this
sure.
year, right? So hit the over.
Bobby Witt Jr. is now plus 450 to be the MVP of baseball in the American League. Aaron Judge plus 310 ahead of him. So the next closest guy, Yordan Alvarez at plus 600, and then our guy over in Baltimore, Vern's guy, Gunnar Henderson at
Who's
plus
banged up
750.
a little bit, isn't he?
See what
If
happens.
I'm not mistaken. Baseball America did pick Bobby Witt Jr. to win the American League MVP. And I was talking to somebody over the weekend. I guess there was an article in The Athletic about like who the best player in baseball is. And everybody says it's Bobby Witt, but Shohei gets, the nod because he pitches, he hits. He is the best player in baseball, probably the best we've ever seen in baseball. But just take a step back for a minute and realize we have the second best player in all of Major League Baseball playing in our city. Don't forget that. Don't forget how special it is to see Bobby Witt and never take that for granted. Just like I hope people have not, I've been saying for years, do not take this Chiefs run for granted. We're getting ready to start a Royals run with a Cy Young candidate every year and an MVP candidate every year. Do not take this for granted. Enjoy it, embrace it, watch it, love it up, because before you know it, it's going to be gone, just like it is with Travis Kelce at the end of this season. It's going to be gone. It's going to change. It's going to be different. You've got to embrace all this. Oh, and we got a Hall of Famer, by the way, catching as well. So
There's a lot of similarities in the Royals and the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, right now,
Like
yeah.
this could be the last season of Salvador Perez at Kauffman Stadium or in Kansas City, depending on what they want to do next year
Right.
with his contract. Bobby Witt Jr. is the guy, like Mahomes is the guy. And is Andy Reid not cool, complex, and relaxed and those things? How's the manager for the Royals?
Saw Q on Saturday. I walked up. He was sitting, behind home plate, and I walked up to him and go, "Hey." He goes, "Nice of you to show up on the last day and kind of buzz in." I go, "Look, I was here yesterday. You chose not to show up," which he went to the split squad game over where the other team goes, "Yeah, I took the day off." I'm like, but it's just like, it's that attitude, that coolness that Q has that is so important, man. Like we've ripped Matheny enough with the and then you got Q who's like, nice of you to show up on the last day, buzzing in here. I'm like, hey, man, got to keep a keen eye on things. I'll tell you what I thought on Wednesday. I told him so.
I do love the fact that, we're ready for baseball because you do have a winning product. You have something that's proven to you that can be sustainable. And you had mentioned on Twitter, yesterday was the last Sunday without baseball.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be able to go home starting Thursday. And you get home, not this Friday, unfortunately, but you'll get home on a weeknight, Thursday night. What are we going to watch? Throw it on
Baseball.
the Royals. However you watch it, however you get it. I don't want to hear about it. I can't.
You can get it. It's very
You can.
easy to get.
Just
Sign
watch
up
it.
for the app or just listen on the radio or, whatever the case may
that's
be.
old now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's done.
My 80-year-old friend in Arizona has mastered this. You can as well.
You can do this.
Right.
We talking about similarities between the Royals and Chiefs. We talked last week how the AFC West might be the best division in football. AL Central's got to be up there, right?
It's there with the AL East.
Well, but who in the AL East right now? People are in love with Boston right now.
Have you seen their farm system?
The Red Sox?
Yeah. It's only gonna get brought up sooner than later.
See,
it's disgusting.
But who is the favorite? Like
Baltimore.
Is it
betting odds? It's the Yankees.
Yeah, still. And like you said, they're going to make moves. They're going to get some
course
ridiculous
they are.
players
They're
and
gonna
fill
do
the
something
spots.
right.
Of course.
Yes, that's what they do.
They'll go 500 in the first month and think the sky is falling, and then they'll just go get a bunch of players. And then Baltimore's going to be really good.
Baltimore's going to be good. But you know what? They fade every year. So are they going to win the American League? Like, look at Baltimore. They start out great, and then they kind of dissipate.
Couldn't beat those boys in blue last year in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
Damn right.
so who's the favorite? Like, Detroit, I think, is the sleeper in all of this. I think a lot of people are kind of going, just keep an eye out for Detroit. Keep an eye out for Detroit.
Keep an eye out for Cleveland until they prove you wrong
Right.
otherwise, because they're always there. They got the leaders. They've got the players. But, yeah, Baltimore, Detroit, Boston, Yankees, they're all there. And it all begins Thursday. 3:10 first pitch. You can hear Josh Fernier at 2 o'clock on 96.5, The Fan, for his pregame show, and you can hear him here on the other side. Josh Fernier, I want to ask him about Vinny Pasquantino's injury and how crazy he thinks I am to have Jack Caglione be the insurance. That comes up on the other side with one Josh Fernier. You're listening to 96.5, The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Aspen Lawn are going to be out soon, and they're going to look at my yard, and they're going to start laughing. And they're going to laugh, and then they're going to stop laughing, and they're going to say, okay, we can fix this mess that you've created over the last couple of years, because our lawn has been awful. And that's why I'm trusting the professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They're college-educated professionals. They know exactly what they're doing to a T. I'm not going to try to deal with it anymore because I've lost control of that lawn, and they're going to take it back. They get the job done right the first time at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And when you see those iconic blue trucks, where are they? They're parked in front of the best lawns in town. And they've been offering award-winning services since 1985. We're talking full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. Right now, mention you heard this ad. You'll get a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you say you heard it on 96.5 The Fan. You want to expect the best. Don't wait. Call them today, or better yet, check them out at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. So, I wanted to write a thank you note for every dollar Missouri Lottery players have given to Missouri and education, but that would be 8.4 billion notes. So to save a little time and a whole lot of paper, here's just one. Dear every single lottery player in Missouri, thank you for helping us give $8.4 billion to Missouri and education. Sorry, my trumpet's in the shop. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, it's easy. You can hire us today on your phone. 2, it's fast. We can start helping you today. 3, the results.
After my wreck, DM Law got me $200,000. Mike's got this.
Call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Fabrice.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Fabrice Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Fabrice. La 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 la.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Hey, guys, as you know, I've been working on my weight loss, and I'll skip right to it. I'm down 17 pounds in just 3 weeks, thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Look, going back to the old jeans that used to fit because the other ones are getting too big, it feels good knowing that people are excited for me and asking questions about how they can do Awaken 180 or how it worked for me or how it might work for them, and then receiving that free support for life, something I'm really looking forward to so that I can keep this weight off. Look, there's no medications, no hunger suppressants, there's no extra workouts. I work out because I want to, and because I have questions, you can just ask me. Send me a DM, ask me on the text line, go right to the source, and you can just ask the awesome coaches at Awaken 180 Weight Loss yourself. Spring has sprung. Ride the high by dropping your weight with the solution for weight loss. Book your at-home consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or give them a call, 844-346-1800.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 70 westbound still slow rolling off again, on again, past 27th Street into the downtown loop with earlier problems. Kansas side, 435 eastbound slows past 69 Highway over towards Antioch. 69 Highway northbound pretty heavy past 143rd. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Doesn't really look like Ocean Avenue outside currently. Looks like we might be getting a storm. It's like completely dark over there. Baseball season is among us, which means we get to dive right into it with our guy Vern. You can hear him every single Monday on this show at this time at 8:20. Josh Vernier, how are you, my guy?
I'm sweaty. I'm surprisingly sweaty for it being 8:20 in the morning.
But were you working out, or are you just back in the Midwest and you missed the dryness of Arizona?
I think once I hit that third cup of coffee, I'm just going to sweat for a cool 45 minutes afterward. And woke up, made sure to flip on my Odyssey app, was listening to you guys and wolfing down coffee, and had too many cups.
Guess what I saw at Hy-Vee yesterday, and maybe you've already seen this, Vern.
Is it the whipped cream kind of creamer?
No, it's muffin tops.
Mm-hmm. Muffies is what they're called.
Thomas's
Top of the morning?
Yes. Yes, muffin tops are now for sale at Hy-Vee. They're made by Thomas's in the bread aisle. I saw them. Of course, I bought them, you know.
Well, what are they doing with the stump?
That's what my wife asked.
Well, hopefully a nice shelter in the area is getting a big bag full of stumps.
That's exactly right.
And this is why we must watch Seinfeld. Vern, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Vinny Pasquantino gets hurt, chugging down to first. That means Caglione gets called up, right?
Well, I wouldn't think so. Let's first find out the official severity of the Vinny Pasquantino hamstring injury. But even if it is something that lands him on the IL to open the season, no, I don't think Jack Caglione, I don't think that we're breaking glass because of emergency on opening day. I don't think that's the most advantageous position to put Caglione in. Game one, just listening to you guys talk about the expectations for this team being the division title. I know the expectations inside that clubhouse, Bob, as you were alluding to, are to win the division and go to the World Series and win the whole damn thing. Game one of a season with that type of expectations, when you lose your number 3 hitter, I don't know how fair it would be to say, Cags, go fill in for a guy that was steamrolling towards 100 RBI. Again, the ideal scenario is the Royals get off to a great start in April and May, and Cags rakes in AA and gets the bump up to AAA, and the Royals are still winning at the big league level, and come mid-July, early August, Royals are running away with the division, but there's an opening in the lineup. You can bring Jack Caglione up. He can hit in the 7th spot. There's no pressure on him. He's just joining a winning team and bringing that big bat. That's the ideal scenario. Royals are rolling. The offense is clicking, and there's absolutely no expectation when Cags makes his debut, which hopefully happens later on this summer. But is it necessarily the expectation, at least as far as I see it?
So what is the backup plan, though, at first base right now? Is it still Prado? Because it felt like he needs a change of scenery, for lack of a better term, I think. And so let's just play worst case scenario. Vinny is, banged up a little bit with the hamstring or does miss some time at some point this season. What is the backup plan at first base?
Defensively, Salvador Perez, followed by Kevin Biggio, Mark Canha. But I think the guy that picks up the at-bats would be Freddie Fermin. You'll just see him behind the dish a little bit more, which I can't imagine really anyone out there is opposed to it. Freddie's a better defender, slightly better defender than the great Salvador Perez. Salvy's bat stays in the lineup, doesn't have to crouch behind home plate as much. Freddie Fermin getting the at-bats, and then defensively, look, Nick Prado, Nelson Velasquez, as we just saw with Carlos Hernandez, these guys that have been given every opportunity, for all three of them. Hernandez has broken my heart enough. Best of luck to him in Philadelphia. Velasquez has been passed up. Nick Prado's been passed up. Drew Waters has been passed up by guys like Jack Caglione, passed up by Gavin Cross, by John Rave. Right, the next wave of Royals, even though they're not on the 40-man roster, guys that impressed in camp over the past month, to me, have allowed you to possibly lose Nick Prado, to possibly lose Nelson Velasquez, eventually get to a place where it's okay if you lose a Drew Waters, because they're kind of in neutral. They haven't improved. They appear to be the same guys that they were in 2023. And anyone that remembers 2023, we want no part of that in 2025. So to me, Prado, Waters, Velasquez, they're all on the outside looking in, just waiting for an opportunity in another organization.
And not only did you say other guys in the organization have passed them up, other organizations have passed those guys up because they were all put through waivers and they all cleared waivers,
Yeah. They all, every other team said thanks, but no thanks. And that's what happens when you're a first baseman like Prado, who's pretending to be a corner outfielder. That's what happens when you're Nelson Velasquez and you're basically a home run or bust guy that can't play a defensive position. DH only and first base only. Man, you got to have quite the bat if that's going to be your calling card. And Nick Prado still staring at strike 3, and Nelson Velasquez still swinging and missing for the fences.
So you brought up Kevin Biggio. What have you seen from him this spring that gives you a little bit of, I guess, a surge that he could be okay if somebody like Vinny was out and you need to put somebody in that position? I mean, I'm not saying he's going to.
No, I don't feel good that he can replace Vinny or really anybody in that starting 9. And that's really. And this is the case for almost every team outside of the Dodgers and maybe the New York teams, the Houston team, the big market teams, is, Royals, for as quality as we want to say their depth is, you lose one of those top 4 bats or one of those top 3 arms in the rotation, and things are going to get tight. The expectation of the others, the Lugo, Reagans, Waka, the Vinny, Bobby, Salvi, India, if one of those 7 go down, the other 6 need to play at an MVP Cy Young Award level to make up for that type of drop. The thing that stands out to me about Kevin Biggio is his athleticism. He's been given the team a quality at bat and his versatility defensively. The reason why I bring him up, and it's really the one negative that I took from spring training this season was, man, nobody, the guys that were battling for those final 2 spots on the bench, no one really came out and took a stranglehold of it. I mentioned Waters and Prado and Velasquez, guys that were on or still are on the 40-man roster that just allowed those at-bats, allowed that opportunity to slip through their fingers. To me, the names that stood out the most, well, I mentioned Gavin Cross and John Rave, but the two guys that caught my eye the most were Kevin Biggio and another veteran in Harold Castro. We could talk about the third catcher, Luke Maley, who was just allowed his release waivers. But, of all the good things that came out of camp, the only negative to me was no one capitalizing on the opportunity to grab one of those final two spots on the bench. Without Vinny Pasquantino, this isn't a division title or bust type of team, which is why I think we're all hoping, and as Bob alluded to earlier, expecting this to be something that doesn't drag on too long, something that doesn't last into the month of May.
And Vern, as I said to somebody down in Surprise, I said, God, if we're debating 25 and 26 on the roster, how much we've grown up as an organization, because how many times, dude, have we gone into the season going, all right, who's going to start opening day? Oh, Luke Hochaver. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Love Brad Keller.
Right.
But not interested in seeing him make the opening day start. Again, the starting nine on this team, with Freddie Fermin being number 10, that starting nine is what you're going to see. Again, it's not 2015 where we could rattle off the 1 through 9 and exactly how Ned Yost was going to deploy those guys on a daily basis. Q is obviously going to use the numbers, is going to play the percentages and the matchups a little bit more. And with the defensive versatility of India and Massey and Garcia and so many others, guys are going to bounce around. But that starting nine is going to be the starting nine, 5-6 days a week. Your rotation, man, that's been set since, the second week of spring training. And the bullpen, there's only been, for the last month, there's been one spot open. Carlos Hernandez, a la Prado Velasquez Waters, was unable to take a stranglehold of it. And Daniel Lynch came up and just took that spot from him, which, in my opinion, works out great for the organization. Chris Bubich won the number 5 spot in the rotation. It's not like Daniel Lynch lost it. Lynch pitched well enough to earn himself a spot on the team, so he can celebrate that fact. But the team is allowed to transition him to the bullpen without it feeling like a demotion, which, if we're being honest, it is a demotion because the way that I'm seeing it, Noah Cameron, the lefty from up in St. Joseph, has passed Daniel Lynch by. He's now the next man up when it comes to a left-handed starter. Daniel Lynch, to me, is now viewed solely as a reliever moving forward.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just go out there and be the best reliever you can be, right?
If you're on a winner, yeah. Hey, you're on a winner. You're in the big leagues. You're not riding the buses, and you're making a pretty good stipend.
Well, we appreciate the time. Vern, you got opening day on Thursday, hitting the airwaves at 2, and then Friday you got a pretty big night out at Hollywood Casino.
Yeah, from 6 until 7:30. It's a Q&A. I'll be up there with Michael Massey and Kyle Isbell, two homegrown Royals, starting at 6 o'clock at Hollywood Casino. It's free to all. You got to be 21 or over to get in, but a 45-minute question and answer up on the stage with myself and the center fielder and the second baseman of your future division champion Kansas City Royals. And then after our little Q&A, Izzy, Massey, and hopefully some teammates are going to mingle and wine and dine with Royals fans, take pictures, and answer whatever questions you could have. So it should be a great time. 6 until 7:30 coming up on Friday out at Hollywood Casino.
Sounds fantastic. Vern, we appreciate the time. We finally made it, baby. We're finally here on opening day on Thursday. Cannot wait.
Oh, drink it in, boys. Thank you very much.
Love you, Vern. Never says it.
No, he never does. No.
Never says it, Dad. I was waiting.
Here, pause.
Say it. All right. No, I like that. We're ready to get to Vern's season, baby. Vern is ready to rock. So are we. By the way, breaking news out of college basketball: Ben McCollum has accepted the job at Iowa.
Yep.
And I'm sure Benjamin Sturtz is soonly going to go to Iowa and transfer.
Well, he's got the 1 year left open today.
That's right. And Calipari didn't know it.
And that's maybe when is it open, the portal? When? This Monday?
Don't look at me.
Welcome to my world. So Monday, we're really preparing for a game, and we're having individual meetings about, are you coming back, or if they put their name in the portal, they probably don't have an option to come back. But, it's you You care about the kids. At the end of the year, it's all about them. Whatever they choose. You want to go pro, want to come back, you want to go somewhere else, it's their choice. And I've always been that way, but it's getting harder to be that way.
I look, why can't we wait 2 weeks until the tournament's over before we open the portal?
Well, coaches don't.
I know they move around. I
Yeah.
understand that, but like the players right now, I mean, what's the harm in waiting 2 weeks for that for the players? Like they can just kind of take a chill pill, because what if you're in the Sweet 16 and you want to leave and all this kind of stuff is going on? It's like opening free agency in the middle of the NFL playoffs. Like it's wild card weekend and free agency begins on Monday. Wait a second here. We're still playing our games, or baseball free agency beginning in October, when the playoffs start or something like that. There's no harm in waiting 2 weeks for all of that. Like I understand with the coaches, everybody's trying to jump and hire their guy, and the Xavier coach is going to Texas and the Drake coach is going to Iowa and all that. I get it. I understand all that. But like the portal seemingly is like all of college basketball. There's no harm in just waiting 2 weeks for that thing to open. What are we rushing for,
I would like to know how many of the 16 teams kids are openly saying they want to transfer. Because I think if there are, they're the obvious. They're the kids that think they're better than they are, or they're better than this guy and they're on the bench, so they're obviously open. But I don't think that you would hear like actual players be like, oh, I'm entering the transfer portal. So I think it's open on Monday. It just so happens that the league is still playing in its tournament. But, I mean, you could obviously understand that if like a coach goes from a school like Drake to Iowa, you can already tell that like any of those players have eligibility left are transferring.
Oh, no question.
Whether they announce it or not, you kind of already know that Sturts is going to go to Iowa. Like he's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I assume he's going to transfer there. He's, followed Ben McCollum. Obviously the guy that's going to NC State, we knew that ahead of time before the tournament even started.
Sure.
But I think it's more so for players that get knocked out or players that have a bad, relationship with their coach and it didn't work out the way they wanted to, or if it is kids that are currently on a team's roster, they're the kids that are never playing. They're the kids that are like, I'm not getting in because of all of this, or I didn't like the fact that John Shire went with all these freshmen and I'm a sophomore here that was here last year that played. It is what it is. Like, that's just, there was a kid on, I forget who his name was, but there was a kid on Baylor's team that transferred from Duke last year, and they played against each other, and Shire's like, no hard feelings. Like, he wasn't playing the time that he wanted to play. He went to Baylor. He started. He became a good player.
Yeah.
I have no issues with it.
Got the opportunity. I love the portal. It's just like baseball always says, a week after the final out of the World Series, free agency begins.
Right.
In the NFL, it's like March 15th that free agency is going to begin. There's no reason why we can't just say, okay, when's the Final Four this year? On April 4th or something like that? April 5th, the portal opens. After you cut down the nets, then the portal opens, right? And then you give the kids the opportunity to transfer and get looked at by some of these like good coaches, because what at the end of the season, Houston loses a couple players. They need some guys from the portal, but some of those portal players already signed somewhere else because Kelvin Sampson's, knee deep in trying to win a championship. Like, it's just weird timing for me. There's ways you can do it, and it should be the day after the Final Four and the day after the national championship, I should say. Championship Monday, portal opens on Tuesday, and everybody can have their cake and eat it too. Waiting 2 weeks is not a big deal.
I will say where it is interesting, because Calipari brought this up, where he's like, we have to coach a team's practice on Monday.
Right.
And then we have to see what names are coming towards Arkansas to see if they want to play there. So there is a bit of a distraction, because you're like, hey, this big center from
Richmond,
whatever, Clemson, who's not in the tournament, wants to come to Arkansas. And it's like, well,
what about that center you already got? You know?
And it's like, well, he's only a junior. He may be coming back for another year. We don't know if he's going to leave because we don't know how deep of a run we're going to make. So far, we're in the Sweet 16. So I think that part of it is a little tricky. Obviously, I love Calipari's response of like, it's always been about the kids. When you're going to go somewhere, when you didn't even know that Monday was the opening of the day, which to me, that is a little bit of a red flag. The fact that like not everybody knows that like you go to the NFL, you ask every head coach, when does free agency start?
April 15th.
Bam,
well, they know, right? But those
yeah.
are set days. Like even in baseball, you don't know the exact day of free agency, but you know it's 1 week after the final out of the World Series.
Sure.
And so like the interesting thing is that like you're Arkansas right now and you play for Arkansas and somebody else who plays your position is so much better than you, but they want to go to Arkansas, and then Cal's out talking like you're cheating on somebody, right? You're dating behind their back. Think that guy's going to bust his ass on Thursday night?
Who's she?
Yeah, right.
She's a friend from high school. Were all your friends 10s? I mean,
yeah, right. You know, so that sucks. You know, for the current rosters. Just wait. I'm not anti-portal. I'm not anti any of that. I love it all. But can't we just wait 2 weeks?
Right. Yeah. I mean, look. Yes and no. I mean, look. I mean, coaches don't have to wait, and what we've had to do like I said, like that guy from McNeese State was going to NC State before it even happened.
Yeah.
And now his manager, Amir Khan's transferring too.
Talk about opportunistic with that guy, right?
We'll get to it. Don't worry, because I am all about that kid, man. Like, way to go.
Take advantage, but that's what the tournament's about. You take advantage of the opportunity, and that guy sure as hell did.
Yeah.
But for the players and whatnot, like, you can wait 2 weeks. You're not doing any spring break. Go to Cabo and enjoy yourself.
And somebody brings this up from the 660. If you wait a couple more weeks, what the colleges need for academic and financial aid may not transfer in time before classes start.
And see, that's a good text because there is probably a lot of minutia but you're not starting classes until August at this point in time.
That could probably be changed too, but that's not an NCAA thing that would need to change. You're getting into a much bigger pool of things to change.
Well, the problem is they just allowed it to become the Wild West.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly right.
That's
No
where we are.
rules.
It's the Wild Wild West, and there's no rules.
No,
there's
that's Florida.
That is Florida. You're right. Good callback. But
I do listen.
Yeah, but there's like it's just a free for all. Really, is what it is. And again, they led themselves to this. You've had 50 or 60 years to figure this thing out. Nobody did. Nobody wanted to because you were taking advantage of these student athletes to make oodles of money for yourself. And now that the table's been reversed, you don't know how to put the toothpaste back in the bottle. And instead of the NCAA tournament being the focus, now everybody's going to be focusing on this portal and who's going to be a quote-unquote free agent. Because there's going to be like 700 players in this thing.
The one thing I did think was awesome that I noticed during this March Madness tournament, which I think will be the last of it, is that they have all the players up at the starting roster, and it'd be like freshman, sophomore, senior, junior, and they would just say graduate.
Graduate, yeah.
What a great job. You're taking like swimming lessons, and you have 3 semester credits because you have to have some sort of something, even though you're a graduate, to play on the team.
And you're also like 35 and still creeping around the college bars, man.
We don't know if they are. I mean, hopefully not. I will say this, as a non-traditional student being 23, 24 in college, it was weird.
Yeah, that was only 23 or 4.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm old, dude. I can't go to this anymore. And they'd be like, are you going to go out tonight? I'm like, nah. I'll probably get a 6-pack and a joint and sit in my apartment. You're so old. You're right.
You're right.
You're right. I am.
You're 18.
Yeah, I'm not getting carded. He got carded on Friday, by the way.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's so great. I was like, some things never change.
No, I'm liking it now. Yeah.
But in case you did miss it, Ben McCullum, the coach at Drake, formerly at Northwest Missouri State, is transferring to Iowa to be their new head coach.
And get ready. The portal starts tomorrow.
And the portal starts today.
Today.
Yeah.
Who's Kansas going to go out and get?
I don't know. Bill Self might transfer. haven't heard. I'm kidding.
You going to get Hunter Dickinson back? Ugh. I swear, like, people hate that guy. That makes Dan Sorensen look like a conquering hero is what Hunter Dickinson did.
I just thought the memes were hilarious. They're
Oh,
like,
memes
he
are
doesn't
great.
get honey with his crust at the wheel. He doesn't get to go to the boom boom room. Oh, dude, it was great. It was like as soon as that game ended, it was just like all over.
I mean, it wasn't just that, Mike. Even friends of mine who are like nice people at times, like, screw this guy, I hate this guy, thank God this guy's done. Like, the loathing hatred for Hunter Dickinson is as thick as it's ever been for any player locally I've ever seen.
I mean, Eric Chenoweth and Rafe LaFrentz are like awake and alive now. Like, finally, somebody else.
Rafe never had, but Chenoweth did, and Luke Axtell did, Lester Earl did for a while, but nothing like this Hunter Dickinson stuff.
Yeah, Perry Ellis. He's
Perry
like,
Ellis,
finally,
yeah.
somebody's older than me at Kansas.
Yeah.
Not named Naismith.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's crazy, man.
I know you were on vacation. I know we got to get to a break, but did you see the commercial they had? I think it was like Capital One with the Naismith reference with Will Forte playing James Naismith. And Charles like dunks. He goes, great. That was my last peach basket.
Oh, yes, I did
and
see
then
that.
the guys are on the horse shooting the ball. They go, what are they doing over there? Just playing horse.
Yeah.
It's great. Good commercials this week. But coming up, we are 1 month away. That's right, 1 month away from the NFL draft. What is Mac Morey and Bob Fescoe's number one need? Well, maybe best player available. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, getting back from a vacation means going right to Hy-Vee. And we went over there yesterday, 135th and Antioch. Saw my man KJ by the fish counter, talked to him for a little bit yesterday. I love going to Hy-Vee. My family loves shopping at Hy-Vee, and we love saving money as well. Walking around the store, seeing all the lowered prices, comparing them to everybody else. Hy-Vee is on par, lowering prices with everybody in the Kansas City area, and they're saving us money as well. And one of the things that I love most about Hy-Vee that's become kind of a fun game are getting those fuel saver deals. It's a way that I save big. And this Thursday only, you can save 30 cents per gallon on gas with every $60 you spend on groceries. So you can stack up the savings. The more you spend, the more you're going to save on your next fill up. So go around the aisle, spend your $60, spend $120, save even more money, and also look for those fuel savers as well. I got some King's Hawaiian pretzels, 5-cent fuel savers, scoring big with those as well. So check it out only at Hy-Vee.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts. Our happy hour will have you coming back for more. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Need to sell your house fast in Kansas City? Whether you're facing foreclosure, going through a divorce, dealing with an unwanted inheritance, or just ready to move on, RexBuys KC is here to help. What makes RexBuys KC different? I'm not some big out-of-state investor. I'm local. My family and I live right here in KC. I know the neighborhoods, the market, and the people because KC is my home. We buy houses in any condition, no repairs, no agents, and absolutely no fees. You'll get a fair cash offer, and we close on your schedule in as little as 7 days or whenever works best for you. No open houses, no endless showings, just a quick, easy way to sell your home with someone who understands Kansas City. If you're ready for a hassle-free solution to selling your home, call me today at 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, local, fair, and fast.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then. 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. With 56 million winning tickets last year, anyone can win big. So set your destination to winning, like gas stations, grocery stores, or anywhere you can buy a ticket. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 northbound gets heavy before Shawnee Mission Parkway with an accident blocking the right exit lane. You can still get around that to make the exit, but things are slow with delays now from around 75th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
All right, how much quicker until Benjamin Sturtz? I'm saying his name right? It is Benjamin. He doesn't go by Ben or Benny.
I think that's it.
How quickly is he going to be a next Iowa basketball player?
Exactly, yep.
Like fans in Iowa, you got to think Kling right now is like, all right,
let's go.
And he's like, actually, I don't care about basketball.
Well, they thought they were good with Fran McCaffrey, which, by the way,
Christian's dad.
Yes, that guy left, and I look at weird things like he won 297 games at Iowa. I'm like, damn, that guy was like 3 wins shy of 300.
Wow.
That sucks. But he wasn't the most affable guy in the world, I don't think.
Yeah, what is it? Like, how many years was he there?
A long time, 12, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, a long time.
So almost 300 wins in 12 years?
Yeah.
Quick math, that's...
Not enough.
Yeah.
Got you fired.
That's exactly right. Quick math, and you're fired.
And you're gone. I heard that with the transfer portal being open, Hunter Dickinson's going to stay at KU. Yeah.
The hell he is.
Can you kick somebody? Well, I guess you can kick somebody.
I
off
don't
the
think
team,
he
yeah.
owns a residency in Lawrence as of today.
He never went back after Thursday. Why would you?
No.
Who was the guy? Josh Selby. You remember Josh
Oh,
Selby
yeah.
that showed up, right? So we were at Selby's first game, and my wife was pregnant, and we said, boy, if he has a big game, we're gonna name our kid Selby, right? You know, one of those type of things. He dropped like 22, and basically never was heard from again. And I remember being at, God, what year was that? That was my second daughter. So that was like 2010, 2011. And I remember being at the end of the year thing for the KU basketball team, their end of the year banquet. And Josh Selby wasn't there at the end of the year banquet, which is like, 2 weeks or so after the season ended, right? And we're like, where's Josh Selby? Like, we don't know. He didn't show up after the game. And that was just like disappeared. I don't think anybody has heard from Josh Selby in Lawrence since 2011. Like, he just up and disappeared. I wouldn't be surprised if Hunter Dickinson was doing the same thing, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, he did not live up to what fans expected. And it's different now with the portal, with NIL. There are now expectations. And if you don't live up to those expectations, fans have the right to boo and not like you. It's not college like it used to be anymore.
We are 1 month away from the draft, so I'm sure that we...
that?
No. I never can believe anything anymore. Like, there's purple, green... I'm not talking about my garage, but it's all outside.
Yeah.
You got purple in the garage. You are staying for quite a while. But no, like, we are a month away from the NFL draft, so like we'll come up with a new bit when we get closer to the draft. We'll put our heads together after the show and think about what we can do. But here we are. Everybody on last year's team is coming back. Obviously, Juju, Kareem, all these guys are going to be back on this team, which leads you to the question: pick 31 in the NFL draft. Who are you taking? That's the player.
It's for me, it is. I mean, and I know that's a boring answer, but that's what the Chiefs do. They take the best available player. I used to be one of those best available player at position of need, but then you get to a point where you're drafting like the 5th best offensive lineman instead of the 2nd best cornerback. And the way that injuries happen and turnover happens and all of that stuff happens in the NFL. You got to take the best player available. I think you go in with needs, and I still think offensive tackle is a need. Offensive line still is a need, for this organization. So, I mean, I would love them to draft linemen on both sides of it because I still think they're not deep enough on the defensive side on the defensive line. So I would go one of those two positions. But whatever they decide to do, Brett Veach has earned the benefit of the doubt. He could draft Dusty. I'd be like, well, I can see why, and I give him the benefit of the doubt.
First step,
After
Dusty.
the food I eat today, I probably could play left tackle.
But I was talking to our friends the Kennedys who are going to host us when we go to Arizona next year at their new house. They're putting in a pool in February. Should be ready by March. So their son plays left tackle in this arena league out in Salina. We were having the conversation like left tackles and offensive linemen anymore in the NFL. They're not fat anymore. Everybody's lean in this league now. You're tall, you're lean, you're big, you're ready to rock and roll. So, I mean, I still think offensive line and defensive line are two big areas of need for this team.
So you're saying offensive line left tackles are now like golfers. Nobody's fat anymore in golf. They're all just lean and in shape.
I mean, seriously, look around the NFL. Do you see any blobs really anymore? You don't see people like the Fridge anymore.
No.
You just don't see that. You can't be that way because have you looked at defensive ends?
Yeah.
They may be the best physical specimens on the field.
Like Vita Vea looks fat because his jersey's short.
Right.
But that's like just a little cushion around the muscle that would absolutely just put you into the dirt, dude.
I mean, Aaron Donald had a six-pack. Defensive lineman, almost 300 pounds. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I mean, Chris Jones is not fat. You just don't see that guy.
And they're faster than us now.
And if you're going to be an offensive tackle in this league and you're going to be fat, you're going to get your ass kicked every single time because those defensive linemen are chiseled dudes.
No more Gilbert Browns.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Remember
Vince
him back?
Wilfork.
Rest in peace, yeah.
Gilbert died?
I think Gilbert's dead. I think we lost Gilbert. I know Dana Stubberfield's locked up.
Yeah. I knew that. Damn it.
What? They were on the team together at KU.
Yeah.
Did we not lose Gilbert?
I think we still got Gilbert.
Do we? Okay,
You're
sorry.
so confident with that guy.
I thought maybe we lost
like,
Gilbert.
wow.
I don't know.
Gilbert is very much still alive.
Gilbert is 54 years old.
Come on.
Sorry. Sorry, Gil.
He just thought because he was massively obese, he's dead.
For whatever reason, I thought we'd lost him. I don't know.
Is he dead? Yeah, I think he's dead. He's gone. Welcome back. Whoa.
Now Gilbert's alive and well. Hey, man, you had me dead on the
Oh, Lord have mercy. No, I think with the first round, I guess obviously the easy way out is to say the best player available. But when you get to 31, it is so tough to pick there. I think you still go defensive line.
Yeah.
I think that's where you have to do it because of multiple reasons. You are very slim, no pun intended, at defensive line. I know they brought in a guy that no one's ever heard of.
Jerry Tillery?
Jerry Tillery.
I knew that name.
Never heard of him.
Did you know that name, Mac?
Yeah.
He played for the Vikings, right?
Well, I have never heard of that name.
He's played for the Raiders and for the Chargers. I know that.
Sounds promising. But you don't really have a lot there. But if we always kind of go back to what Alex Smith was to Patrick Mahomes and what maybe Travis Kelce can be to Jared Wiley or to Noah Gray, maybe you can bring in somebody that Chris Jones could coach up because Chris Jones will be 31 in this season. Obviously, he's not going to play forever, and you need somebody that can be there. They bring back Omenihu as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of have this rotation of guys that can be either, successors to these guys or predecessors to these successors of the defensive line. And again, look, we know three quarterbacks at least are getting drafted. We know defensive ends are getting drafted. So you're going to now pick between, 20 players. How many of those remaining 20s are going to be wide receivers, going to be corners, and then not maybe a lot of defensive tackles are taken. Now, I could be wrong. Again, I haven't really dove into the draft. If you need to, you can go to the Character Concerns podcast. They get one every Wednesday. But I really think defensive tackles where they should go in the 31st pick, and then I think later on in the draft they go running back in the third round.
If we're just going position, defensive tackle's so deep. There's got to be somebody there,
yes,
right?
There's got to be someone
in the
there.
draft. Yeah, there's got to be
deep on Chiefs.
Yeah, there's got to be somebody there that you can get that could be a first-round talent for you.
How would you feel? I know in Veach we trust, so no matter what, you're going to trust him. If the Chiefs traded back in the first round, they trade out of the first round.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it either.
Because at 31, you're essentially picking a second-round guy anyway, borderline third-round guy.
Right.
As they say, there's 15 to 16 first-round picks, and so you're late second, borderline third, picking at 31. Yeah, trade back,
You
get
would
picks.
know more than I would. Do you think they did not trade out of that first-round pick when they held it here in Kansas City because they were?
I think so. Yeah, that was kind of
Okay. That is the draft talk. Coming up on the other side, in case you missed it, Bob has some stadium information for you. Like it or not, It is Stadium News here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Folks are always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. If you're wondering if you are a good candidate, let's see if you answered a yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Do you have trouble sleeping, walking, and doing day-to-day movements? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because joint pain is holding you back? Walking, golfing, jogging. If you answered yes to any of those, I bet you'd be a great candidate. So please don't wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hey, guys, as you know, I've been working on my weight loss, and I'll skip right to it. I'm down 17 pounds in just 3 weeks. Thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Look, going back to the old jeans that used to fit because the other ones are getting too big, it feels good knowing that people are excited for me and asking questions about how they can do Awaken 180 or how it worked for me or how it might work for them, and then receiving that free support for life, something I'm really looking forward to so that I can keep this weight off. Look, there's no medications, no hunger suppressants, there's no extra workouts. I work out because I want to, and because I have questions, you can just ask me. Send me a DM, ask me on the text line, go right to the source, and you can just ask the awesome coaches at Awaken 180 Weight Loss yourself. Spring is sprung. Ride the high by dropping your weight with the solution for weight loss. Book your at-home consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or give them a call, 844-346-1800.
If severe weather hit you last year, don't worry. Century Roofing is here. We have extended our free material upgrade sale on all roof replacements to celebrate our 35th anniversary. We'll provide an in-depth inspection to determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim with your insurance company. See for yourself why Century Roofing has been voted Best of Johnson County for the 3rd year in a row. Trust the pillars of strength. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
Kick off the Royals season with 96.5 The Fan at Hollywood Casino. Join us for an exclusive 96.5 The Fan roundtable featuring Michael Massey, Josh Vernier, and other special guests on March 28th at 6 p.m. Don't miss your chance to get insider insights before the season begins.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Help conquer childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. This Wednesday, 100% of proceeds from all KC, Topeka, and Lawrence Jersey Mikes will be donated to Braden's Hope. Together, let's make a difference for kids fighting cancer.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 northbound gets heavy at the merge with 69 highway. Stays very slow up towards Shawnee Mission Parkway, where there's an accident at the exit, blocking the exit lane and the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The Royals Roundtable with Michael Massey, Kyle Isbell, and Josh Vernier. Friday, March 28th, starting at 6 o'clock at Hollywood Casino. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Happy Monday to you all. You can all breathe. The weekend is over. The intense 4-day weekend of college basketball. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it starts all up Thursday. It's already back. Opening day. March Madness.
Hey, we just got a press release. We've extended our partnership with the Royals. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, the Royals and Odyssey announced a multi-year extension to their radio broadcast partnership. 96.5 The Fan, Kansas City's first full FM sports station, will serve as the flagship station, airing spring training, regular season, and postseason games. See how they got that in their postseason? Because that is the expectation this year. The games will also be streamed via the Odyssey app within the Royals broadcast territory as well. Denny Matthews returning for his 57th season as voice of the Royals. Throughout the season, 96.5 The Fan will also air weekly interviews with Royals manager Matt Quatrero every Wednesday at 9, and bi-monthly interviews with Executive Vice President and General Manager J.J. Piccolo. Josh Vernier is the station's Royal Insider, and he will join the station's weekday programming throughout the season to discuss the latest news surrounding the team.
And then the stadium is moving to 119th and Knoll.
There you go.
Take it away, Bob. Oh, Dolly, I'm hot today.
I mean, there's really not much to add to that one. You know, as we kind of said earlier, I'm about 95% sure this thing is going to end up at 119th and all. People that I've spoken to over the last week or so are talking more in the terms of not, if, but when the stadium opens at 119th and all. And I know people are against it and they're mad about it and whatnot, but I mean, we're not going to continue to go round and round and round and round and round. Free money, no vote versus look over here while we decide to do something else in the Missouri. Like, it just makes sense to go to the other side. And from what I heard and spoke to some people, both in the political world and in the sports world and whatnot, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of moving going on, right? The representatives from the state of Kansas were in Arizona talking to the Royals. I do know that the Royals called the Jewish Community Center and asked what it would take to buy them out of their spot at 119th and Row, basically, Knoll, right in that area. I guess it is Knoll, in that spot right there. They don't need to buy out the J. They kind of just want to buy out the J. And the other good thing is that we've got a situation where that plot of land at the Sprint campus at 119th and all is only 10 acres smaller than the entire Truman Sports Complex, which houses 2 stadiums. And so there's going to be so much room out there for folks to kind of get around, to do their thing, and to park, because the feeling is, and the conversations that I've had, is that the stadium is going to go inside the parking garage where the buildings of the Sprint campus are, and all the ballpark village type stuff is going to go on the outside of that kind of stuff, and even include town center as well. As we talked about a few weeks ago, it's going to be part of that Star Bond district where you're going to start paying back the stadium before they even break ground on this type of thing. So it just is all leaning towards everything happening at 119th and Knoll. And at this point, I would be surprised if there was an about face, but you never know. Things can happen. People work behind the scenes, but it's kind of been quiet out of the state of Missouri lately when it comes to this baseball thing. And it sure seems like the folks on the Kansas side, I keep hearing the word partnership from people, have become better partners than the state of Missouri has been throughout all of this. And Kansas is like, here's the Star Bonds. We got it for you. When you're ready, take it. And Missouri's going, can you give us 3 weeks and a vote in November? And they're like, I don't think that's going to happen,
And you said June 30th?
June 30th is when they sunset the Star Bonds. They went into effect July 1st, and you have a year to decide whether or not you're going to utilize them. So from July 1st to June 30th. So time is of the essence as well. I use the term free money because it's a simple term to use. You get the Star Bond money, or you want to go to a vote of the people again, and a vote that failed by a a wide margin, right? A 2/3 margin, right?
It was over by 7 p.m.
Yeah, like it was just a crushing vote on the Missouri side that like people didn't really have an appetite for it. And so you got to have a backup plan, much like we talked about with Vinny Pasquantino. What's your backup plan at first base? The backup plan, if that vote failed, well, then we're going to include all the municipalities, and whoever makes the best offer is ultimately where we're going to end up. And so it really is trending that way. And like I said, I think I'd be kind of surprised at this point. But again, nothing should surprise any of us in this day and age.
Surprising us into percentage that there would be a downtown stadium.
Yeah, I think I would be surprised if it's not at 119th and Knoll is what I'm saying right now.
And again, this is not what you're not propaganding this. This is just what
this
you've
is
been
what I'm
told.
hearing,
You're not out here saying this is my take. This is where it should go. This is word of mouth to you.
Right. From people in the know, right? You know, and I talk to enough people, and enough people contact me constantly about this thing, about what's going on, because it's constantly changing. And I've always said I'm going to be an open book. If I hear something, I'm going to give out the information as to the kind of what's going on. And so the one that really got me was the fact that 10 acres smaller than the entire Truman Sports Complex, and it's basically all going to be for the Royals out there. They can do so much, to build so much, to generate so much revenue, to make this franchise one of the most stable money-generating franchises in all of Major League Baseball. Because as the TV landscape just continues to change, right? And if we're just playing under the old game, the Royals will never generate the TV dollars that the Yankees and Dodgers will. But you want to compete with the Yankees and Dodgers. How do you do that? You got to find other ways to generate money, right? And so one of the ways that you can do that is build a complex that has restaurants, bars, apartments, hotels, office buildings, all that kind of stuff. Own all that, rent all that, get all that money, use that money to put back into your team. It's a business.
How much of the new stadium possibility and the team being good has people wanting to go to opening day and sell it out a week before it starts?
A lot.
You think there's a lot of people like, well, I'm not going to miss this opportunity.
Yeah, well, the team being good. Yeah.
That I think is probably the main, right?
Yeah.
You don't think there's a lot of people that are like, well, I'm going to enjoy this while it's still
I think
here.
there's probably going to be still some nostalgia. But again, we have till 2031. I guess 2030 will be the last season, that they have out there.
Only like 4.5 years.
It's going to go like that.
I mean,
like before you know it.
We're a month from the draft.
I mean, I just told Mac the other day it was Halloween. Holidays are going to be here, and here we are in April almost, right? Like I keep going back to that because that felt like it was yesterday. And I remember telling Mac, because he's young, when you're younger, time seems to go longer. Hey, it's going to be the holidays before you know it. Oh, it's only Halloween. Here it's April. It's April. It's 6 months later. And so, yeah, it's going to happen fast. But you're right. Those 4 years ago, think about just 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It's been
we were
5
wearing
years
masks.
It's been 5 years since COVID.
Right. How fast has that gone?
I saw the stat the other day that's like if you were 25 in 2000, you're now 50. I'm like, wait a minute. How old was I in 2000? Yeah, it just like blew me away. It was like, yeah, that's simple math, but like you were 25 in the year 2000. This year, you're 50 years old.
Oh, I thought you had said if you were 25 in 2020, thinking of COVID, the last 5 years of age of 50 years.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right about that. Like
that's just like, wow, I'm 50. I was 25.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't had a chance to kind of talk about the passing of Dan Israel and Bob Davis. Dan was 60. I'm 48 years old. That's 12 years older than I am. And I think about 12 years ago, where we were like 2012, 2013. Nobody had done anything yet in sports, right? In this town. The Royals were getting close. The Chiefs were kind of there, but we still had that Patrick Mahomes and all that kind of stuff. Andy Reid had just gotten here. Like 12 years goes by in a blink of an eye. 5 years goes by even quicker. Years fly by. I mean, the month of March is over, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we have a week left.
Yeah.
And the Masters starts on April, 12th or April 10th?
I don't know. I saw something that said April 9th up there.
Okay.
But I don't know if that was I don't know if that's the Thursday. ESPN was promoting it whenever they take over. I met a guy in the last week who rents his house out every year for the Masters.
Smart.
You know what his house does? He gets $12,000 for the week of his house, and all it serves as is the kitchen for like Hewlett Packard rents out a bunch of houses, and his house serves as the chef's house, and nobody stays there. They just cook. The amount of money that gets thrown around at the Masters.
April 10th through the 13th. Yep. I mean, it's crazy. Like, yeah, the Masters is so
Thursday's
special.
opening day.
Yeah.
Feels like spring training just started.
The draft is in a month from today.
The Super Bowl was like, it feels like it was just yesterday.
I was going to say, that literally feels yesterday.
Right?
That's nuts.
Your birthday's in 2 weeks.
It's like
we're going to the Sandbox or
the Sand
Trap.
Yeah, Maloney's paying that day, April 4th. You know.
We saw him on Friday. He bought our lunch.
Did he?
did.
Shout out to
Nice of
Maloney.
him. Yeah.
He was like, I'm so proud of you guys this week. You guys are on me. And I was like, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
I licked his head.
I was going to say, how was that bald head? Did he protect it?
No, he was so happy that I had a red beard.
He
loved it. Right when he got there, he goes, dude,
Ginger.
is your beard red? And I was like, yeah. He goes, it used to be what mine was when I grew it. I'm like, well, it's like a brownish red. It's like an amber. And I was like, but I have brown hair everywhere else. He goes, not me, man. And I was like, all right.
I noticed in the last couple of weeks, like, I'm shaving more now than I ever have before because the beard is gray. And I'm like,
it's affected me here. Damn it. Before Dusty, I was shaving once every 2 weeks.
And I didn't mind the gray, but all of a sudden it's bothering me now.
Oh, let it grow.
Yeah. Don't let the old man in.
You should look at Mad Dog. He looks great.
He looks really good.
Mad Dog has a beard?
Dude, it's great.
It's awesome.
And it's awesome.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Kind of makes him look younger.
Brown hair's overrated. It's all about the gray beards.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, the Yankees said you can grow facial hair. Mad Dog.
So Mad Dog did it.
And I'm going to move to Arizona because Molly Miller's now their head coach for the women's basketball team.
Hey.
Hey-o. Coming up on the other side, we'll dive more into what Vinny Pasquantino's injury means and what Josh Vernier said about what could replace if time is not on his side. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Today, expect a partly sunny day with a high of 66.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Nice. Diving back into it on Monday. What a fast show today was, right? Bob's back from Arizona. Applied sunscreen enough.
Got to.
Oh yeah, you don't want to have any sunburns or anything like that. Protect your skin.
But also, I don't wear shorts much. My wife kept saying, "Why are you wearing pants?"
You had shorts in that one picture. You were thighing out.
The only game was the last game that I wore shorts to, and I'm like, I just don't want to deal with the sun.
So those looked like some Dustman shorts.
Oh,
they were
like
like 4-inch
dogs.
inseams.
Yeah,
they were.
I get the longer ones.
I get the 7-inch.
Yeah. I'm not a short guy.
You don't reveal too much.
It doesn't feel comfortable. But then you see all the the wannabe baseball players in like 8th grade and high school all wearing these short. I'm like, not my style, man.
Yeah. Do not show me how a catcher catches the fastball.
Please do not.
Look like that Lenny Kravitz video where he ripped his leather pants. Have you ever seen that video?
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, he's on stage. He goes down into a 3-point stance, and out pops Mr. Kravitz's little Kravitz.
Oh, no.
And now we all know why he's so popular.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure he hasn't had sex in 9 years.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, he said he went celibate.
Good for him.
Lenny Kravitz, of all people, that's going to be the toughest thing in the world. Who's having sex with Jerry Jones? Not Lenny Kravitz. We did talk to Vern.
Lenny Kravitz.
He wants to get away. He wants to fly away. Lenny Kravitz is underrated, by the way. Sidebar. But this was Vern on the Vinny Pasquantino injury and if Caglione is his replacement.
Even if it is something that lands him on the IL to open the season, no, I don't think Jack Caglione. I don't think that we're breaking glass because of emergency on opening day. I don't think that's the most advantageous position to put Caglione in.
The reason that conversation started is because when you were at the game on Saturday in Surprise, I believe that's where it was at, Vinny is hustling out a ground ball and pops up grabbing his hamstring. And then, of course, we heard from you and Andy Rogers that he was going to be evaluated yesterday, maybe today, before they take on the Texas Rangers in their 2 exhibition games to see what the significant is. Vinny was quoted in an article saying that he goes with his gut, but his gut is not the medical staff, and he says he feels fine.
Yeah, the reports that I got afterwards, and again, these are early, a couple hours after it had happened, enjoying a nice In-N-Out burger before we hit the airport, was, we think we escaped. We'll know more in the next 24 to 48 hours, which puts us to about where we are right now, right? I'm sure later on today, all the pregame stuff, and Q will speak at 3, then he'll speak again at 7, then he'll speak again at 9, like how many times they speak in baseball. We'll know a little bit more, obviously later on today, but the moral of the story is, like, we got to have a backup plan for Vinny Pasquantino because, as you talked about earlier, you need insurance on this guy. And that's not being negative about Vinny. That's being realistic about Vinny Pasquantino. The 2 full seasons that he's had in the major leagues have not been full seasons because of injury, right? And so you have to have that backup plan, whether it's Kevin Biggio or Mark Cannicorn or whether it's Nick Lofton or whether it's Freddie Fermin or whoever the case may be. You've got to have that backup plan. And I don't know if Nick Pratto really does factor into that backup plan. They gave him his release, put him on waivers, whatever it was. He cleared waivers. He's back in Omaha. But I feel like Nick Pratto's a guy that kind of just needs a change of scenery and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know who the initial backup is going to be if you get to that situation. It may have to be just kind of from within, and you see more of Fermin behind the plate, Salvi at first, and Biggio DHing, or Canna DHing, or Lofton, or whoever else DHing out there.
So Mac was just in my ear like the exact same time I was like seeing it and typing it, and it's great because we're both on the same playing field. We have a new theme for the Royals this year with Josh Vernon, who does it every year.
Oh.
Remember the campfire in 23 that burned out before it even started?
Oh, yeah. We didn't even have a lighter for that one.
Last year it was the deep end.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we took the cruise ship as a, kind of a play on with Vern. Want to guess what it is this year?
So Vern just came out with his theme for the year?
And 96.5 The Fan 965 just tweeted it.
Let me try to guess here. Playoffs or bust?
No. It is the sophomore album.
Oh, so the second album.
So
like
instead of a cruise ship last year, it's the roadie bus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I told you about that Jake Peavy bus story.
Oh, God. The hell's Jake Peavy at? He's just a little late. Yeah, but I mean, out of all this, so Vern's been doing this since 14. In 2014, he called it the roller coaster. In 2015, he called it the fight. 16, the high wire. 17, the senior year. 18, the test. 20, the lifeboat. 21, the step forward.
That did not happen.
22, the river card. 23, the campfire. Last year, the deep end. And this year is the sophomore album. So from cruise ship to roadie bus is where we will begin this season.
22, the river card, like in Hold'em, that last card.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You wait it out, then you get absolutely burned.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. I like the sophomore album.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because this is what we talked about earlier. Like, this team is ready to win.
And that's their expectation. The players went to management this year and said, we know we're going to be in the playoffs. Think about that. Not we want to, not we hope, not we think. We know we're making the playoffs this year. The playoffs are inevitable in their minds. It's just now making sure they get there, which goes back to the Vinny thing. The backup plan is necessary for Vinny Pasquantino, right?
Yes.
You lose Bobby, you're done for the year. I don't care who you are, right? You got your backup with Salvi, right? You got Freddie Fermin. You got a couple of guys down in the minors that are some, like, everybody wants Carter Jensen. Anytime the Royals call for it, all right, Carter Jensen. We're not going to trade him. So you've got kind of the backups at the catcher position. You got some backups in the outfield. You can figure things out. You got to have that insurance policy ready to rock and roll at first base because there is a good chance that Vinny Pasquantino does miss some time. That's just who he is as a person. And again, for the people on the text line that you were saying earlier, saying, how can we be ripping? Well, nobody's ripping Vinny. We're talking about injury that happens to him all the time. And this was literally his last play of spring training, Dusty, because Bobby had just left the game the at-bat prior, right? He got out or whatever it was, so he left the game and was walking, and Vinny, as he's going, oh, God. Like, oh, no, not now. The last play of spring.
I get it because I am team fanboy when it comes to Jack Caglione. I will totally admit that. And I just think that, like, what he's shown with his bat and how he's done it. And I know a lot of people say, well, he didn't do it off major league pitching. He did a little bit in minor leagues this year. He did hit off major league pitching. He 100% did.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that if Vinny Pasquantino goes out, you have more faith and trust that Melendez, Renfroe, and Fermin will step up when you have a 22-year-old kid who everything we've been told is polished, is mature, knows his role, shows significant signs of being a guy that can handle the situation, played at Florida, National Player of the Year, 22 years old. This is not a fragile 18-year-old kid. this is maybe, and you could, and everybody that has this, so let's have this. Everyone who has this sort of mentality that is, well, I don't want to call him up and just burn his hopes and he doesn't work out. What if you call him up and he's Bob Hamlin?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you call him up and he's Angel Baroa, Rookie of the Year? What if you call him up and he's Carlos Beltran? Like, there are the other side of the argument that can be had. And I don't want to be completely shut down with people that are like, well, I'm afraid it's Jackson Holliday all over again. Jackson Holliday's dad was, Matt Holliday, who was a stud, who was a big name in baseball. Jackson Holliday was the number 1 overall draft pick of the MLB. Caglione was 6th. Jackson Holliday was 18 with massive shoes to fill. Jack Caglione is on a team where those shoes are already filled and his are already massive at size 17. He's got the backing from all the last players that played before him. Hosmer wants him up. If Hosmer has some sort of insight, I know Hosmer's a little more fanboyish now with the Digging Deep podcast, as he should be, but there's just a lot of signs, in my opinion, and again, I would totally admit this, I'm a fanboy on the roadie bus, but I am one of these guys that when you sometimes see things, and I don't know if you heard this or not because you were on vacation, but this was Mike Sweeney on Jack Caglione.
I mean, I don't think a Royal has ever hit a ball that hard, maybe since Bo Jackson was playing. 117 off the bat, almost 500 feet. The guy is as advanced as I've ever seen in a young hitter. He's the first one in the clubhouse every morning. He's in the weight room with the guy's super early. He's coachable. He's the full package. And I think Royals fans should start getting their, Caglione jerseys as well, because he's going to be a guy that's going to, I believe, help us win a World Series in the next year or two.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest hitters in baseball, Royals baseball's history is Mike Sweeney.
Yeah.
Maybe top 3. Obviously, George is there.
Mm-hmm.
Sweeney's somewhere in the next 2.
Who else would be on that list?
Oh, and by the way, that sound was when he got sent down and hit the game-winning home run when he got sent down. So it's like he's fit. I think that sometimes it's okay because a lot of people were maybe this way with Bobby Witt Jr. Don't call him up. It's too early. He was 19. Yeah. I understood the logic. Bobby Witt's not 20, or Jack Caglione's not 19. He's 22, damn near 23.
Baseball does tend to be a lot more conservative, with things.
It's always that way.
And whatnot. But the good news is, the Royals this year got an extra pick in the like number 33, I think, this year because of where Bobby Witt finished in the voting for MVP, right? And when you bring some of your younger guys up and they're in the Rookie of the Year conversation and they're I think top 3 in Rookie of the Year, if you bring a guy up, you get a pick in the 30s again, a bonus pick for that. So there is incentive for the Royals to bring him up. I also think there's incentive because we don't know what 27 is going to be like. Tony Clark was down there on Saturday as well.
Did you talk to him?
I looked at him and I booed him. I'm like him and Scott Boras are going to F this thing up. Because I even tweeted about it. I was talking to some baseball people down there as well with some different organizations and whatnot. And they're like, Scott Boras sucks. I'm like, I think he's worse than steroids, but that's just me. And they're like, no, we agree. Scott Boras is ruining baseball, right? Him and Tony Clark, if they can't get something done for the 27 season, what we're missing out on right now, baseball, I keep saying it over and over again because I firmly believe it. Where we are in baseball right now, it's a renaissance, man. The games are fast. The games are entertaining. There's superstars in the game. So many teams have an opportunity to win this year.
Correct.
The American League is as wide open as it's ever been.
Just talk about Baltimore. I mean, look at their team. They completely drafted well and made it superstars.
Yeah, Detroit's going to be that way. Cincinnati's going to be that way with Terry Francona managing. There's so many good teams in smaller markets right now. Everybody's enjoying the pace of the game. The ABS system in spring training was the best thing I've ever seen. It was awesome with the balls and strikes and the challenges. And there's nothing better than seeing an umpire ring a dude up, strike 3, and the guy challenges and it's a ball. It's great.
Did you see that heel Jazz Chisholm, what he did?
No.
The guy called strike 3. He just immediately ran to first, and as he was running to first, he's tapping his head. Turned out to be a ball. Typical Chisholm. So I do want to bring this text up because I can defend my side of it in this debate. From the 816, we'll never know, but we did bring up Alex Gordon too quick, and look how he saw that worked out. So here's the difference between that. I believe Gordon was the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Fourth overall.
Yeah. Okay. And when he got drafted, who was on this team? right? He was drafted. I mean, Sweeney, but he was drafted on this team, and he was comped to the next George Brett.
Right.
That's unfair.
It is.
No one is comping Caglione to come up here and save the franchise.
Right.
The franchise has been saved. Bobby Witt Jr. came and did that 2 years ago. He's your guy. He's your face. Your Hall of Fame captain in Salvador Perez is also on that roster. You're cool as a cucumber head coach, not the one your teacher showed you, but Macatrero.
Miss Brennan.
He's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Alex Gordon was drafted to save the franchise and make this a whole thing. And Gordon was picked third. Jeez, guys.
Okay, who the hell cares?
Yeah,
Seriously,
I knew he was a top
man.
5 pick.
Come on.
Caglione was 6th overall, straight out of college.
Right.
Gordon, 3rd overall, straight out of college. Caglione was not brought up here.
Straight out of Lincoln.
Yeah. Caglione was not brought in here to be the next franchise's greatest player like Gordon was. Gordon played 3rd, got a little upper deck syndrome, had to live up to the hype of George Brett. Opening day, faced Kurt Schilling, struck out 4 times.
Yeah.
That was devastating. Again, he was here to be the franchise's savior. Bobby Witt Jr. has done that. Bobby Witt Jr.
That's
is
the thing
already
with
the face.
Cags, and I was talking to people with the Royals about that as well. They go, that's the beauty. He doesn't have to come up and save the team. I go, no, he doesn't have to come up. He just has to be a part of the team. And look, you can see the smiles, and they're excited. And look, if he doesn't come up this year, I'll be more surprised at that than I would be if the Royals end up staying in Missouri. Like I will be stunned if we don't see Cags at some point this year up at the big league level, because all he has to do is go down to AAA and AA, take care of business in Northwest Arkansas, move up for a couple of weeks to Omaha, take care of business there, and eventually injuries will happen. Like it just does over the course of 162 games. People get hurt, people get tired. It's time to move on. Somebody's in a slump, whatever the case is. He's going to get, I believe, an opportunity this year to be part of this big league club. And he does look the part. I mean, he looks like if he came into the big league, stadium today, he would be just fine. But you give him a couple of weeks to get the feet under him, get some real pitching, and boom, and then you kind of hit the ground running. Your best case scenario is you don't need him this year. That would be the best case scenario.
No, I totally agree with that.
But,
I totally agree with that. But what we said is, what's the one thing that would get him on this roster earlier than later? And that would be an injury. And what was the injury? If something were to happen to Vinny Pasquantino, and what happened? Boom. Something happened to Vinny Pasquantino.
Right away.
And to prove the text line wrong, someone from the 816, you just comped him to Bo Jackson. No, I did not.
We did not.
That was Mike Sweeney's audio, and he said he hadn't seen anybody hit a ball further or as hard as Bo Jackson.
Nobody's comping Jack Caglione to anybody.
Anything. If anybody's doing it, it's me. And I said he reminds me of a young Jim Thome. And sorry that Jim Thome was 6'5", 250, and Caglione's 6'5", 250.
They are the same build, and but that's what baseball does. We comp people all the time. And that's why I don't like it as much, because we don't necessarily I don't feel like we do it in football that much like we do in baseball. Everybody in baseball seemingly has a comp of who they can be. And that's just pressure being put on these guys that they don't need.
Yeah.
You walk around and you tell Jack Cagliano, you're the next Bo Jackson, or you're the next this. Why are we doing that to these guys?
What's funny is he's so polished and so professional, from what I've heard from Vern and you guys and listening to JJ and Cotrero and all those people, that he'd be like, it's really cool, man, but I'm just Jack Cagliano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'd be like, I love this guy. I mean,
he's a pro.
He's already number 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I get a jersey? I will buy it. By the way, guess what arrives today, buddy?
Oh, no.
Your
always October t-shirt?
No, that already arrived. No, what arrives today is my Luka Doncic official NBA jersey.
There we go.
A Lakers jersey?
That's right.
Yeah, it's happening.
Getting hammered and going to websites. Never a good thing.
Did you go to Temu and get that?
No, I went to the NBA shop and spent $190.
This is
retails
real.
for suckers.
Yeah, it's cool. He'll probably be on LA for a long time. It's a good jersey. You like him, so.
Yeah.
I know you said Q will have updates on Vinny later today. I don't know if we'll need him from the 913. I'm sure Vinny feels fine until he tries to run it out again. I've had pulled hammies. Takes weeks to get right.
Nice. Yeah.
So there you go. There's the update from the 913.
Okay.
I don't think we'll need it because the 913 texted in.
I just can't wait for Caglione to shrink the K.
Oh, my God, I'm dying.
Did you know that hamstrings take a while to recover?
Yeah. Takes weeks,
I mean, dude, I'll tell you what. I pull a hamstring, I'm out.
I am way
out.
out.
I'm doing the show from the house. Like, I won't be able to move, dude.
I told you I hurt my calf back in January.
Because the basketball hit it, they had to review it?
They did, yeah. You could see it move a little bit.
Check it out.
My hamstring. I know from experience. Takes weeks.
Oh, let him live.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be nice. That's a nice
No,
texter. Mac just absolutely crapped all over his face.
Yeah.
Way to go, Mac.
But no, I mean,
he's a growing boy.
For us, it's a lot different than it
Correct,
is. For,
yeah.
You go to Major League Clubhouse, they got devices. They zzz, and it's better. You
To
know?
be respectful to that texter, it's 100% accurate.
100% accurate,
And that's
yeah.
why you need insurance with Vinny Pasquantino. You have to have somebody there. Do you really believe that Freddie Fermin, who is a good ball player,
I like him.
We all do.
Yeah.
But we like him for what he is.
That's exactly right. A backup.
You're not supposed to have Freddie Fermin play in 133 games.
Right.
It is what
right.
it is.
It was like when that Johnny Giavotella they wanted to play all the time. Then they played him and they realized he's no good. A text coming in from Kurt Nelson, Royals Hall of Fame director. Text is incorrect as well. Alex was second overall. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, that's right.
Jeez, guys.
Let's go.
Come on. God, I love Kurt.
Kurt is the absolute best. And yes,
Actually, everybody's wrong because I actually know.
Yeah, but he's right. Now that he said it, the second overall pick, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He was number 2. Who was number 1 that year?
Was it Verlander? Gosh, come on, Kurt. I know you're listening. That would have been the 2004 draft class because Gordon got called up in 07, right? Because
yes, was
it Boston win in 06? No.
Boston won 06.
05 was when Gordon got called up?
06 was the Cardinals.
Yeah, 04 was Boston. That was the 3-1 deficit.
Right, 05 was the Tigers? Did they?
Okay, you
White
guys
Sox.
gonna guess? You made your guess Verlander?
Yeah.
Bob, guess or no?
No.
It would have been, wait.
This is
Gordon
04,
got drafted
by the way.
04?
04. This is 04.
Clayton Kershaw.
No, he wasn't first overall. Gosh, 04. Golly. Is it a name we should know?
I don't know,
Okay,
but
say it.
it
We're
is.
done guessing.
It is funny that you said Verlander because then is he the one with Kate Upton?
Yes. Yeah.
Justin Upton.
There
we go.
Justin and BJ, failed products. Brothers.
So I figured if I didn't know him, then
God, there was so much buzz around both those guys.
They both went number 1 overall in
Yeah.
like 4 years of separation and then just fizzled out.
McCutcheon went 11th.
Oh, and he's still playing
He's
baseball
still
to this day.
playing.
Still there.
The
man. It's
ageless
awesome.
wonder.
Yeah. That dude is still playing. He's awesome. I always wanted that guy on my team.
Is he still with Pittsburgh?
Yes,
Okay, good.
he's back with
Good.
Well, he left for a while
yeah.
and came back. But
From the 913, brioche of the weekend. Crap on Texers. Meanwhile, our takes are stupid and shallow. Coming up on the other side, we get to the brioche of the weekend here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. We love you.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
At Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank, we're partnering to help make your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth, cash flow management, and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Together, we're building extraordinary impact in business, wealth, and community. Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Gold. You've heard me talking about Max Motors the last couple of months. Have you made it down to one of the 7 area locations? Have you gone online to maxmotors.com? If you haven't, you're going to notice when you do that they've got new 2025 Ram 1500s, up to 15% off MSRP plus 1.9% for 72 months. Stock number S250016. Must finance with dealer lender. Offer expires 4/1/25. Max Motors is the best in the Midwest. Best financing options available with the max trade-in values. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car. maxmotors.com.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
The last thing I want to do this March is get off the couch during the tournament to get food. So I'm letting Hy-Vee come to me. Hy-Vee makes it so easy. With their aisles online, I can order my groceries right from my phone and never miss a play. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com and choose your store and select your items. Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick up my order or have it delivered to my home. Save time, save money, and see every buzzer beater. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
3, 2, 1. It's mid-March. Time to pick your bracket, stock the fridge, and get ready for the dance. The Hy-Vee Market Grill is ready too, with smoking hot deals on your barbecue favorites. It's a slam dunk when you serve pulled pork sliders 2 for $3, a full slab of St. Louis-style ribs just $12.99, and boneless chicken wings just $6.99 a pound. Add Hy-Vee coleslaw and potato salad for a buzzer-beating finish. Don't miss the Hy-Vee Market Grill Smokeout Thursday through Sunday at your Kansas City area Hy-Vee.
From the text line, Mac, you know you never ran hard enough to pull anything. I did find out he's a sock lord. I went over to his house on Friday.
Yeah.
Before he went to Jefferson's. 5 pairs of socks in 5 different places in the house.
Oh, he's a child. Grow up, man. Seriously. It's like my children. They throw them everywhere. Ask Josh. Josh and I still take pictures of socks and just send them to each other. For weeks. I had one on a ceiling fan one time.
Clean them up for Saturday's party, but yeah, a lot of socks.
What is going on here?
We keep asking when our children are going to grow up. Max 27, Jen.
I thought they said don't ever grow up.
Well, I mean, picking up your socks, I mean.
Grow up.
Well, he puts them in like a spot. It's not like they're like one's on the couch and the other one's on like a chair.
Yeah, it's like on my shoes, but they're there. Yeah.
Why not just put them in the laundry basket?
That's a lot of work. You might pull a hamstring into the laundry.
That is true, doing the laundry, right?
Could be out weeks.
Brioche of the weekend, please.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
From the text line, by the way, how awesome is it that Kurt Nelson's listening, getting involved? Legendary. Oh, gosh. Well done, 620. Well, we all know Dusty didn't pull anything when he ran at the K. What a sad day of my life. That's when I knew that I was no longer anything of noteworthy. Oh, gosh, man. But that was
You were
great.
in the hot dog race?
No, we used to do this thing where, we would do things at the K, like throw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
Did that last year.
Dope.
Strike. We had to steal the base one time. I got represented to do that. This was Denny Matthews and Vern. Absolutely. Have you heard this audio?
No.
We've had a rough show, though, here on 610 night. One of our hosts
Old school.
tried to steal the base out there in right field, and he was a cool 5 seconds late
Here comes
crossing
Denny.
the finish line. I'm sure he's going to be hanging his head and hoping that, especially you two, did not see that.
they could have. There's a gapper into right center field, and that's going to get by Kyle Isbell and roll to the wall. So Willie Castro is on. And this is the fourth straight inning that
you think maybe
the
Jenny would
Tigers have
forget
had
about
their
roasting me
leadoff
here a
man
second
on.
after Fizz does his thing?
I started to say, Fizz, they could have videotaped that dash from the right field corner in slow motion, but that would have been redundant.
I was going to say the use of the word dash.
A little dash, yeah. He ran out of steam real early.
Hey, dude, I got roasted by Denny Matthews. My career was over there. I'm good. I'll retire. Yeah. I'm done.
That's
I love Physiak being there, too, trying to talk baseball. And he's like, no, we got to get back to this. Hang on a second. The most important stuff. What year was that?
Would have been like 3 years ago.
Yeah, game didn't matter.
Yeah, dude, not a chance.
I mean, let's call it what it is,
But it's
right?
the fact that, like, Denny started it. Steve goes in to do the play-by-play. I was starting to say you could have used a slow motion camera, but that would have been redundant. Thanks, Denny.
Thank you.
Love you.
Appreciate
With all
it.
my heart. But no, Brioche of the weekend. Take it away, Bob.
I'm going to give it to the folks in Surprise, Arizona. What a great experience if you get the opportunity to go to spring training with the family, and you've got to take advantage of it. So many Royals fans down there, so many people excited for the start of the season. Royals put on a great show. Surprise Stadium's awesome, and it's just heaven on earth, man. So you get the opportunity to go down there and be part of spring training. Make sure you take advantage of that because everybody's in a good mood. The weather's great. You're watching baseball. The fans are there. They're signing autographs for everybody. Like, seeing the kids go and get Bobby Witt Jr.'s autograph through the fence, like, it's just old school, like, grassroots type of baseball type stuff. You're going to get the autographs. You're going to meet the players. You're going to take the pictures. You're going to realize what sports is about when you get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it kind of brings you back to the roots. What really matters with sports.
It really is.
That's
I mean,
cool.
like, watching it through the kids, man, just watching the kids watch games, and they're not thinking about analytics.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about salary caps. They're not thinking about stuff that we shouldn't be thinking about. They're just watching the game, and they're just enjoying it. Be a kid. Be a kid. As my friend said, who I was telling you about, 80 years old. I said, how do you stay like this? Don't let the old man in, she said. Don't let the old man in. So that's what you got to do. Watch those games. Be a kid. Act like a kid. Life's too freaking short to not.
Did you get Bobby's autograph?
I did not know.
Oh, gosh, it could have been so much money. Just kidding. Our buddy Steve Kennedy says, Bob, when Dusty Likens gets to Arizona, you might never see him again. Golf courses every 2 miles at big sports books and brand new casinos near us. LOL, come down, fellas. We would love to host you.
Yeah, they're opening their new house in Surprise here pretty quick. The pool goes in next February. And so, we'll go stay with the Kennedys. I don't know that we'll leave. Him and Kim can get after it. But they also donated for the auction on April 21st. They donated a Patrick Mahomes signed flag from 2017, his rookie year.
Nice.
So it's his actual signature before he changed it to where it is now. He actually wrote out his whole name, Patrick Mahomes, and it's on there.
That's cool.
So we'll be auctioning that off for the BMA Foundation on April 21st. I just want to win, Jen.
Mac, you got a Brioche this week?
Yeah.
And the Kennedys, too, for saying, meet us at 10 a.m. and having beers ready to go and breakfast tacos in the parking lot of the spring training game.
Hell yeah, Daddy.
Baby.
Yeah.
Go watch Tony
Absolutely.
play for Slide. He's their starting tackle. He may play for the Chiefs someday.
Hey, well,
I just want to win, Jen.
We need him now.
Yes, we do.
For me, Brioche of the weekend, I would say this happened this week. I think it was Saturday, maybe it was Friday. It was in the Liberty and Oregon game. It was at the last 45 seconds of the game. They're down 23 or 24 points, and the ref blows the whistle, stops play, pointing at a wet spot on the floor that's not really wet, but just trying to get a kid to come in and play in the game. To come in and play in the game. It's the only time he's ever going to get to play in the NCAA tournament. Could be his last chance of playing organized basketball. The ref stops what he's doing, notices he's on the bench, knows that the game's going to be over.
He's sitting on the floor.
We're sitting on the floor, waiting to
ready
come
to
in.
check in.
Ready to check in. He knows it's 54 seconds. They're not going to call any fouls. This game's over. He says, you know what? Let me blow the whistle. Let me stop. Let me get this kid in. This is really important to him. He's worked. It could be my age. Could be third-year senior, want to just get in the NCAA, give me 50 seconds, and that's really cool. Good moment.
That is a good moment. You don't normally, see refs or give refs a lot of credit or umpires credit when they do things right. So, good for them, man. That's the way it should be. You get a kid an opportunity. It's all about those opportunities.
Yes.
Gosh, imagine if a referee did that to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, my God. People would lose their mind.
It's probably happened to Josh Allen, though.
I'll give a little bit of respect to the text line. They said their brioche of the weekend was the Wyatt Hendrickson pulling the biggest upset in NCAA history as the kid from Oklahoma State beat the guy that went to the WWE, went to the NFL, came back, and it was like the biggest upset in NCAA
Oh, the
history.
wrestling.
Yeah,
the wrestling. Yeah.
That was
People
great.
were going crazy over that one.
I mean, biggest upset ever. I mean, I'm not a huge wrestling follower, but I can respect the game when the game is respectful, and that's when it happened. The kid just upset, was nuts. Everybody's crying, like solid, man.
That's cool. Here's another good one, actually. Brioche of the weekend, Derek Queen, when he hit that shot.
But he traveled.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody said, come on, just stop.
He took 3 steps. Now it matters?
Wait, you actually think he traveled?
Well, I mean, watch slow motion. Took 3 steps.
Oh, I did. I watched it multiple times.
Okay.
It's a gather step. It is not a travel. I posted about it. It's, Yeah.
He
The rules of
posted
basketball.
about it.
Yeah.
Once you post about it, there's no debating.
Rip and takes, dude.
Rip and takes. No, it's not a travel.
So this comes from a reporter. Maryland players were asked what makes Kevin Willard a coach worth listening to. Derek Queen's initial response: "He do pay us the money," and the coach just drops into his hand. 2025, ladies and gentlemen, in college sports, he pays the money.
And you see the coach just go to his head. He's like, face palm. Jeez. But it's true.
It is. It's where we are, right? And just embrace it,
Yes.
accept it for
Own
what
it.
it is. And if you don't like it, feel free not to pay attention anymore. And that's
Absolutely.
fine too. Again, as we've experienced over the last week or so, life is too short to sit around and do stuff that doesn't please you. If you don't like college basketball or sports the way it is right now, don't watch it.
Tomorrow we'll lead the show with college wrestling because from the 913, but you guys refuse to mention college wrestling or even understand it.
We talk about things that sports fans are talking about. That's about as much as sports fans. Like if we were talking about college wrestling on this show, nobody would be listening to this show. Again, it's stuff you like is great. There's a podcast, I'm sure, for college wrestling.
Sure, it's great.
Yeah.
And real wrestling's in the WWE. Just kidding.
They're triggered.
No, my brioche of the weekend goes to Amir Khan, the Aurora, the kid from McNeese
Aura,
State. The Aura. Not only that, he made over 100,000 plus in NIL deals. First non-athlete to get money from NIL.
for him.
Had a couple businesses fly into Providence where they were playing. One was Under Armour. Gave him a complete tracksuit with his nickname on the back. Buffalo Wild Wings said, "Hey, how can we get involved?" "Oh, we're representing the tournament. Here's a new speaker with our label on it. There's money." And then when his coach transferred, so did he. So he'll be at North Carolina State next year in the Wolfpack doing the exact same thing, maybe getting money. But hey, he sat next to Spike Lee. He got to enjoy that weekend and made a ton of money doing it. And if you hate it, it's because you didn't get to do it, and he did it, and
That's
he made
right.
it. And he came out with the team.
Why be a hater on something like that? That's as
hate you
opportunistic
'cause they
as
hate you,
you
brother.
can get, man. Like the NCAA tournament, as we've seen, has created opportunities for people over the years. This is just another kid getting an opportunity and taking advantage of it. Way to go, man.
Yeah, it was great to see that because like when you hear that story come out and you're like, this kid made $100,000 this weekend. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Like, wow, what I wouldn't do to do that for just a weekend to just have that. And now what's going to do? It's going to trailblaze everybody to do it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Now there's going to be some people that don't get that money, but there's going to be some people that come up with a new inventive way to be a representative for a team. And like I thought, what he did for that team gave them that aura, and let him be that guy. So. Pretty awesome story there for the My Brioche of the weekend as that kid got paid.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, how many basketball managers in high school now are like, okay,
I got a chance.
Now, here's the thing. Don't try. Just be you.
That's
and
it.
if being you is the way to do it, that's great. Because when you try, you become fake. It doesn't work. And
Cringe.
Then, it is, exactly, as the kids are saying today. Very cringe, right? Like they say about my wife all the time. My kids, what?
What?
Was that out loud?
Your kids say
Oh,
that?
God, yes.
Do
Mom,
they?
it's cringe. Stop, Mom.
Jin's being cringe.
And then here comes Bob and back. Yeah, no cap.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, Jen.
You got to up that riz, Jen.
That's fantastic.
You're getting down bad on the cringe.
That's exactly.
Oh, boy. Oh, shoot. What a fun day. Everybody's back together. We'll be back again tomorrow. Opening day is Thursday. And don't forget Royals Roundtable on Friday at Hollywood Casino. Michael Massey, Kyle Isbell, Vernier, all 96.5 The Fan. We'll be there doing something kind for somebody because you never know. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Life's too short to hate. Appreciate and love. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your